All right. Well, we're coming at you live from this hot ass September day.
Yeah, it's very hot to die.
Yeah. And well, the summer has been over for about a week.
Oh, apparently not.
Um,
It's still hot.
yeah. Apparently not. It's still fucking hot outside. Um, and we figured, since we had some time, might as well come at you with just a couple movies. Well, not a couple. We got about 16 movies here on the docket to cover as kind of a
That's too
little bit
many
of a
for
summer.
normal people already.
Yeah. Um, just a few movies here that we can talk about, just to kind of get a little caught up from the summer and talk about some of the stuff we saw in September. It also helps later when we do the end point that there's a little less to cover. All right. I made sure these are very specific. Like, there are a lot of more movies than I've seen in between the midpoint and now. But I purposefully left a lot of those out because I just wanted to focus on just a few movies that came out over the summer, and ones that you have seen. So there's a lot more to talk about. Yeah.
Word.
Not going to be as much just me talking this time around. There's going to be a mix of both of us talking.
Oh yeah, I never talk.
Heh. Well, without further ado, let's get into the first movie here, which is Thunderbolts, which I've already spoken on. That is going to be...
You have? It's been that long?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, so I guess I gotta talk about the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I've already spoken on it, so...
What did you say about it? Remind the audience.
Well, if you go back and watch my... what I watched through March and May video, I noted that I very much enjoyed Thunderbolts. I thought it was quite good. Probably Marvel's strongest movie in years. I think I said a lot more than that, but I'm blanking. So,
You gotta say it again verbatim. Everything.
oh boy.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah. I also saw the movie Thunderbolts Asterisk. What could it mean? Yeah, a lot of people were very hot about this movie. Not me personally. I didn't get the hype. Um, wasn't feeling it. There's some stuff that I guess I wasn't bothered with or anything. There's one particular interaction between Yelena and the Guardian around the end, which I thought was pretty meaningful. I don't think the movie itself carried any of that meaningfulness, and I found the movie to be rather dull and funny and just like, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely better than most of what we've gotten, but at the same time, it wasn't anything that I vibed with in particular. That it still held a lot of the issues that the MCU tends to normally have these days, world building issues, like plain ass characters and whatnot, and yeah, nothing really in it really excites me for anything in the future, and I doubt, I especially doubt that even fans who did like this movie will have anything to look forward to in the future with Avengers Doomsday or anything like that. Yeah, nah, wasn't feeling it this one, but not the worst.
Hmm.
Yeah, kept it short.
What would you rate it?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to rate. I guess. I guess I'll stick with a 4.5.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, around that. Not the worst, but not the best. Nothing that made me like. Not my most hated movie in this universe. Not even close.
Yeah.
It's alright. Like, overrated as fuck in my opinion.
Alright. Well, that was short and sweet. We can move on to
That's how she likes it, baby.
Friendship. All right. So Friendship. I assume you do not know what this movie is. So
This is new, right?
yeah, it came out this year.
Okay.
Came out towards May. So this is a movie starring Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd. How do I describe this movie? It is a comedy of sorts.
Of sorts.
I say of sorts because it's very much in the style of Tim Robinson's humor, which seems to be awkward, uncomfortable humor that you do not want to watch, but it just keeps going. And
Oh no, it gets worse.
there's a humor that comes from that. Except the subject matter of this is the idea of, I guess, male loneliness, to find like a simple way of kind of pointing at it. But it's not quite just like male loneliness. It's more so just about like this weird obsession with friendship, and has like, as we get older, that shit doesn't seem to matter as much. And if you try to find it when you never had those social interactions or those social cues to kind of understand, that just seems to present a whole lot of problems for you as you get older. And also, if you're weird as fuck and don't understand people or can't people at all, you'll do shit like punching the fuck out of your friend when in boxing gloves, or obsess over the fact that they've welcomed you to a friend group and then suddenly did not. I'm having a weird time trying to explain this movie. Really, what kind of makes it work so well, I quite enjoyed this movie. I was really fascinated by it for its struggle of a runtime, because it is like an hour 45, but because it's just so the way it is, it's hard to watch at times. There's a line that was in the trailer for the movie, and it's one of the more prominent lines of the movie, where Tim Robinson's character, he has a wife and a teenage son, and he's trying to find ways to connect or just to do something because he doesn't really have anything going on in his life. He works as a social media promoter, so he's always on his phone, but he just doesn't understand like any sense of like culture or what people do. So there's a point very early on in the movie, he's trying to like interact with his son, and he looks at his son and he goes, "Hey, there's a new Marvel out. It's supposed to be nuts. We should go see that." And it's kind of just like, it's the fact that he describes it as a Marvel.
Dad, you're old.
That just means that it means like he's got nothing to say. He has nothing to throw. There's a real eagerness to like Tim Robinson's character, or like he's really trying hard to keep this friend that Paul Rudd like presents to him, because Paul Rudd's character comes out of nowhere and kind of just sparks up his life randomly. Like, he seems cool and nonchalant, but then as the movie goes on, you realize he's actually just as pathetic as Tim Robinson's character is. He just can interact with people a little easier, but he's still pathetic and a loser.
Wow.
And
with it very harshly.
Because he has nothing going on either. He actually probably has less going on. He's a weatherman who doesn't actually, who's kind of a pushover, and like is kind of just given that slot because, rather than like actually have him having any desire to do it or like success at it. He has a band that he's so at, but he's also, in his 40s, and he's really got jack shit going on. He's got no kids, he's got really nothing going on. He's married, but what is he really doing outside of like, he smokes and he knows these secret tunnels and he seems kind of fun, but
to a level of being pathetic, a little extreme, isn't it?
I can't explain why without going into spoilers. You just have to trust me.
Okay.
Because he is pathetic. There are points later on in this movie where things happen and you just go, "Oh, you're a fucking loser, dude." Like, you are a loser. You've got nothing here.
You are a loser.
Yeah. But this movie really, really works. It's not particular. I wouldn't say it was funny, but also that's just not my style of humor. Like, I just don't really care for that. But I just found what it was trying to say and what it was talking about so intriguing and so spot on in ways. Where there are moments where I was laughing at points where there's just a ridiculous. There's a conversation in a garage about this is why we shouldn't have pulled out of the Iraq War, which is just a random conversation that happens in the movie, and it just escalates out of nowhere. There's a crash out that happens towards the end over the fact that somebody's name was I forget the name. What was the character's name? Something really stupid. Jimp. Somebody like, oh, what's your name? And he goes, Jimp. And they're like, your name is fucking Jimp? And he's like, yeah, my name's Jimp. And then he just starts crashing out over the fact that his name is Jimp. And like, there's like stuff like that that's like genuinely pretty funny, but a lot of it is also Tim Robinson. I hear there's a new Marvel and shit like that. There's a really funny scene where there's a really funny scene where he gets he goes on a acid trip, and it lasts like literally like a minute, and they're like, oh, like what crazy shit do you see? He's like, bro, I went to a Subway,
right?
Like the chain restaurant. There's just a lot of like random weird shit like that. It's really hard to go into detail about the movie without really spoiling it, because there's a lot to it. But I thought it was really, really good. I gave it like an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was really quite great. One of the more underrated movies this year. I don't hear as much people talking about it. But yeah, no, I thought it was really, really good. I finished it and I was like, oh, this is surprisingly good. I don't know why I didn't see this sooner.
Where is it to watch?
Right now, I think it's on HBO Max.
Max.
Yeah, so I think that's where it's at. I could be wrong. It's an A24 movie, so I know those movies usually go there.
Right.
Yeah. All right. From there, we can move on to Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Oh no.
So yeah, I did watch this movie. This movie's pretty bad. There's not really much I can add.
As you probably heard.
You've probably heard this movie's really bad, and yeah, it's really bad.
The rumors are true. It's really bad. Wow.
It's pretty terrible. I think it's worth noting that I finished the movie and then I read the synopsis on like IMDb, and I was like, oh, that's what the movie was supposed to be about. So the premise is a musician plagued by insomnia is pulled into an odyssey with a stranger who begins to unravel the very core of his existence.
Yeah.
I didn't get that through the movie.
Ruining my life.
It seemed like it was just a really shitty person getting trapped in a misery situation where he's forced to suck his own dick. And I mean metaphorically. Because this movie is written by Abel Tesfaye, The Weeknd, most commonly known. And the character he plays is also going by the stage name The Weeknd. His character's name is Abel. So it's literally supposed to be him. And there are multiple scenes of Jenna Ortega like explaining his own songs to him. And like his own tortured genius. And it was like, oh, like these songs, like where did they come from? Who were you? Were you the shitty ex? And it's like, well, I guess you are The Weeknd. If this is how you're writing about yourself, yeah, I guess you might be the bad guy. You might be the piece of shit.
Did you know on The Weeknd? What?
Yeah. And not to, everybody knows already. Everybody's seen the clip. He's not a good actor. He should stop, quite frankly. He's really bad. And it's worth noting that this movie is trying to be artistic and deep and thoughtful, and it ends up accomplishing none of it because the movie has no actual depth. It's just, what if I was a really bad person and that's it. You have by the way, the actual like misery like setup of this movie, where it's just like Jenna Ortega holds the weekend captive, that comes in the last like 45 minutes, I think. So you have like an hour of just like the weekend being a tortured insomniac artist who just went through a breakup, and he's doing really bad, and he's got this producer played by or manager played by Barry Keoghan, who keeps calling him. He keeps calling him his brother. His brother. You're my fucking brother. There's a lot of F words in this movie. People say fuck every other sentence.
I'm just imagining like the weekend looking at him acting like, wow, how do you do that? Your acting is so good. How do you do that?
But no, but the early setup is just like, wow, he's really tortured, isn't he? And he hasn't slept, and he's worried about his relationships, and he just needs a minute. And I'm like, isn't that interesting? No, okay, sure, whatever.
Well,
and then Jenna Ortega enters the movie, and I don't know anything about her. She seems fucking insane. I don't know what drove Jenna Ortega to this project. I hope she made money on this movie, because I don't think anyone else did except for The Weeknd, because he put out an album around the same time as this movie. So if anyone's winning, it's The Weeknd. But yeah, this movie's absolute dog shit. It's really unfortunate because this movie is actually kind of gorgeous. Like, there's a lot of really great camera work and shot composition. Like, it's a very good looking movie. There's a lot of interesting shots in terms of like, what are they trying to provoke here? But the script has nothing going on, and like any psychological aspect of the movie is just completely random and uncertain, and I don't understand what they were trying to say about The Weeknd as a character, because I don't really get who this person is outside of his relationship to his music and to his literal relationships, like with people. But I still don't feel like I get much of that person at all, other than, wow, isn't he such a deep tortured artist? It screams a vanity project. And it also doesn't help that there are literally 3 different consecutive scenes of Jenna Ortega singing along to songs from The Weeknd and just dancing, and I just sat there going, oh my god, it's still going. It's still going. And yeah, it was really, really bad.
I think
really, really terrible.
I'm blinded by the light.
She does in fact sing that song in the movie. And I just sat there and was like, oh god, please be over.
Killing me.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I really got nothing else to say. It's a 2. It's really, really bad.
As you may have heard.
As you may have heard, as you may have seen from clips, it's really quite terrible. I really have nothing else to say. That shit sucked.
Would not recommend.
Would not recommend, unless you're trying to have a good time. It may be a fun movie to watch with friends and just laugh, but otherwise it's a rough one.
Boy, you missed your chance.
I sure did. I don't even think this movie's streaming anywhere, like on any streaming service. Is it? It's up for rent. That's about it.
Oh, cool.
Well, when it inevitably hits like Netflix at some point, maybe throw it on for a laugh.
Spend money on it, damn it.
No, do not. All right.
Oh, how else am I gonna watch it?
Don't.
Well.
Okay. Going on from there, we do have The Phoenician Scheme. So, The Phoenician Scheme is the newest Wes Anderson movie.
Yes.
I would say I'm quite a fan of Wes Anderson. I don't know why I connect with his movies so much. because now he hasn't all he doesn't always make great stuff. It's but when he does, he makes really really great stuff. I know we both, not equally, but we both really quite enjoyed his film Asteroid City from a couple years ago.
It's good.
This movie, I don't know if I would say is better than Asteroid City, but I will say it's a much cleaner movie. It doesn't have the play within a play within a play within a play
Yeah, that was
structure that
that was
Asteroid City has. The Phoenician scheme is pretty straightforward. It is very plot heavy. There's a lot of exposition and dialogue to make you understand everything that's going on, what the actual scheme is. And there were points where I was watching this on Peacock, and there were moments where I had to I had to go back like 10 seconds. Like, wait, what did he say? Wait, what is that? Because a lot of the dialogue is very rhythmic. It's very paced. Everyone speaks in a very certain cadence and way in a Wes Anderson movie. So you can imagine he's going through these very structured, heavily detailed plans, and he's delivering it very straight with a lot of speed and a lot of rhythm and a lot of this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And I was like, oh god, oh fuck. And obviously everybody talks the same way in a Wes Anderson movie. Everyone's got the same expressions. Everyone talks the same kind of way. You very much have to be in with his style to enjoy a movie like this. If you're not in with Wes Anderson's style, you're just not going to have a good time. It just is what it is. I will say this is one of his funniest movies he's made in a long time. This movie is kind of hilarious. The premise is that you have Benicio del Toro, who plays a man by the name of Zsa Zsa Corda. He is a businessman and kind of scoundrel whose whole deal is that he narrowly escapes a lot of things. He makes it a thing that he's survived at least 5 plane crashes. But he suspects that it's all corporate espionage and assassination attempts on his life to try to swindle him out of his business and his scheme. And when he appoints his only daughter, who is currently a nun, as the heir to his estate, he takes her on a trip to all of his various business partners and ventures to kind of appoint her around it and fulfill this scheme. And then you meet a lot of, colorful characters along the way. The nun, as you see in the far left, I didn't know this until like a couple days after I saw the movie. That is Kate Winslet's daughter. And not her first movie, but probably her biggest role yet. She's wonderful in the movie. She's, I think, the standout besides Benicio del Toro. And then you have Michael Cera, who plays I believe a Dutch tutor by the name of Bjorn, because Corda's thing is he loves learning, so he'll often appoint a tutor to just teach him on new things. So like Bjorn is teaching him about insects, because he just likes to keep learning, and he's constantly reading. He has this thing where he often repeats the phrase, "Myself, I feel very safe." Whenever any slight danger happens, he goes, "Myself, I feel very safe." And there's just a lot of very whimsical and kind of funny setups where they just do a lot of weird, crazy shit. And it's all very much set in the Wes Anderson style. There is actually, surprisingly, a kind of interesting story being told about a father and daughter, and the fact that the father actually wants to build a connection with his daughter. Because he has, I think, like 12 kids, and they're all boys, except for her. And all of them, he doesn't really want to become his heir. He wants her because of reasons that you'll find out across the movie. There's a lot of like interlayered plotting with like he has a mother who was murdered, and she's trying to like figure out who killed her mother. It's presumed that it might be a character by the name of Uncle Nublar, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, and maybe the silliest beard I've ever seen in a movie. I don't know if you want to look that one up on the side. If you look at Benedict Cumberbatch, The Phoenician Scheme, it is an absurd beard, but it's hilarious.
Sure, I've seen some crazy beards in my life.
Yeah.
They're like the beards in Rebel Moon.
That's true, yeah. But no, it's just I don't really have too much to say without like getting into it in terms of like spoiling the movie because there's a lot in there. But I thought it was just a really interesting, really funny, absurd and yeah, you're seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a really funny a shot where they do like a big action scene and there's just like a static shot of Benedict Cumberbatch trying to choke out Benicio del Toro. And it's this really funny frame. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. It's really fun. His sense of humor is really good. There's a lot of really absurd gags and interesting ideas. This is probably his most violent movie. The movie literally opens with somebody getting exploded. As graphically as you can in a Wes Anderson PG-13 movie. But it is startling. It happened. I was like, oh, okay, we're just doing this now.
Like he should have a giant in the last one. I can buy anything he can do.
But yeah, the movie's PG-13, mostly just for its quote unquote violence, and some language. But it's not like a absurdly dark movie. It's not a graphic film in any way. He doesn't make movies like that, so I wouldn't expect this movie to start being like that. But it is notable as being probably his most violent movie.
From what you've seen.
Yeah, I can't say a Fantastic Mr. Fox or Grand Budapest or Asteroid City are more violent than this movie. Yeah, no, I just thought
a dog gets his ear bitten off in Isle of Dogs.
There you go. But does that dog get exploded and you see the other half of its body on the ground?
I didn't finish it, so maybe there was like a half dog in that movie.
Yeah, no, this movie literally starts with a man getting ripped in half on a plane. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I really resonated with this movie. I really resonate with Wes Anderson stuff in general. So I was kind of primed and ready to enjoy a movie like this. So I can't really say I'm unbiased, but I just thought the movie was really solid. I thought it was really great. I had a really great time. I was ready to enjoy it. It didn't disappoint. Really, really funny. Really, really interesting. Great performances, particularly Benicio del Toro. Between this and another movie we'll talk about later, he's on a fucking roll. He's incredible. But yeah, I don't know. I really got not a whole lot to say without like getting deep into it. I seriously recommend you watch it. This is just a really, really, really great movie, in my opinion. It's not the most well received of his stuff. It seems the last movie that he made that people really seemed to enjoy was either Isle of Dogs or The French Dispatch. Because I know Asteroid City didn't play very well to casual audiences. But point being, I really, really love this movie. I gave it a 9. I was really enthused. I was having such a great time when I was watching it.
Yeah, it's high art.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. From there, we can move on to F1 the movie, which we have both seen.
Yes.
You
were saying?
No, I was just making space for you to do that. Anytime I have brought up this movie to you, you just start doing that.
It's really good. Yeah.
It's interesting. We haven't actually talked about this movie that much, other than that we both were just like, yeah, we saw it. We really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good.
It's really good. It continues on the Joseph Kosinski. That's his name. That's his face.
Correct.
Yes, he seems to continuing his little hot streak of bangers. You know?
Yeah.
Bangers. It feels like he's really found his calling. after so long. Not that he's made terrible movies or anything. It's just that he seems to have found. He seems to have been trying to find his footing in what type of movie he likes to make, despite a very similar thematic element that he has in all of them. But
Mm-hmm.
since Top Gun Maverick, he seems to have like finally found like a way to write his movies and structure them better in a way that's like more enjoyable than his older stuff. You know, he's
It's
making
worth
his best
noting.
stuff.
This worth noting. This is the same writer who wrote Top Gun Maverick,
Oh, there you
Aaron
go.
Aaron Kruger, who also wrote Transformers 2, 3, and 4,
Can't all be winners.
and Ghost in the Shell, and Dumbo.
Okay, we really can't all be winners. I just assumed that Joseph Kosinski said, "Hey, don't do that." And he said, "Okay, I'm gonna assume he has some help with both of those. All right, all right." But yeah, basically, Joseph Kosinski seems to be making his best stuff like now. You know, in recent years, he's making like
Yeah.
his best stuff, and it's quite enjoyable to see. Uh, this Top Gun Maverick really adds to his growing list of vehicle movies
Mm-hmm.
that are really well shot,
And really
uh,
simple.
really simple, but goddamn, they look so good and engaging. You know,
Mm-hmm.
really fun to look at and intense, and you really feel like you're there as much as you can be
Yeah.
watching a movie in those vehicles, in that plane, and in this car, particularly in this car because you
These
know
cars were real for the most part.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, for the really most part, they had the actors there doing their shit, and
Mm-hmm.
they had them in actual F1 races too. That's really cool.
Yeah. Having spoken to two people who are big into F1, they were not particularly happy with the fact that they actually took over races to shoot some stuff because it took time out of the races, apparently. And people
Okay,
were not cool with the idea of Brad Pitt being a Formula One racer.
this is Brad Pitt.
In part because he's Brad Pitt. Yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah.
pretty good at it, so I can't complain.
Yeah. Honestly enough, one of the big criticisms I've actually seen for this movie is people are not digging Brad Pitt in this movie. They
Really?
think this is one of his weaker performances.
Huh.
And I mean,
I mean,
I
it's not
find
his
it hard
best.
I find it hard to disagree that this is one of his weaker performances, especially when you consider like just a couple of years ago he was in Bullet Train.
Yeah, no, it's not like I was blown away by his performance, but
No,
he's
he
Brad Pitt,
works.
so he still engages
Yeah,
me in many ways that some actors don't. You
yeah.
know, like
He's
he
got
makes
he
his
has a
character.
natural charisma.
Yeah, he makes any character he plays interesting, regardless of the movie and whatnot. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was the best part of Bullet Train. Like
Yeah, he's
as a
incredible in
character, and
Babylon.
yeah, I imagine he is.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I don't think he needed to like kind of like Tom Cruise. He doesn't need to try and like give out his most breathtaking
no,
performance yet. He just gotta play the character that he's given well. His character is
mm-hmm.
very charming, uh, very much himself, like kind of like a renegade, old school kind of guy who like doesn't play
Yeah.
by the rules, and you really buy into it
In
because Brad Pitt
very
sells it really
similar
well.
to Maverick in Top
Yeah,
Gun
very
Maverick.
similar to Maverick.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I find this guy a little bit more charming.
yeah. I would say like
uh,
the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
well, yeah, it's just to like point out for the point of characters, him and the other guy, the young kid, they're really
Yeah,
good together.
Damson
Uh,
Idris is the actor.
yeah,
I don't remember the
yeah,
character's name for the life
yeah.
of me, but
Dan Simenders, the actor, his character with Brad Pitt's character, they're really good together. The
yep,
actors both have really good chemistry together,
he's
and
really great.
yes, he's really great. And throughout the movie, I definitely felt a sense of yeah, kind of father and son relationship growing throughout after begrudging working together, and
Yeah,
then really growing a bond.
it's like a yeah,
I
mentoree relationship.
mentor and student.
Yeah,
I really wish that was most of the movie because there is the worst part of the movie that has to do with Brad Pitt and some other person. It's like,
yeah. The relationship, the romance that the film has, just doesn't work. Just it falls
uh,
flat on its face at every turn. Not that Carrie Condon is a bad actress in any way. She's a great actress. we've both seen The Banshees of Inisherin, where she was wonderful in that movie. Here, she just
It's
wasn't.
just
She's not even bad in this movie in particular. I think the character works on her own. As soon as you put her where she's supposed to be, like in this romantic relationship with Brad Pitt's character, what is it, Sonny Hayes is his name? That shit just doesn't work. Like they have zero chemistry. It does not work.
and it didn't need to happen. Like,
No.
there's no reason for it.
It's just two hot people existing, so naturally they have to hook up.
Yeah, I would have bought into it more if they were just like, I don't know, if there was like some kind of like sexual chemistry between them, but like never get into it because they're playing it a little more professional, but they're playful and whatnot. I
Yeah.
would have bought that more than them like hooking up and like falling in love.
But they just don't have any chemistry, so I can't even buy into like that part of it. Because like that could have worked, I think, if the actors had real chemistry.
No, I think the writing itself in the relationship is just kind of lame. I think I would have rather just gone with like friendship. Yeah, there's too many movies that just want to rely on the handsome guy and the hot girl getting together in the end because
Yeah.
just cause, you know.
Just cause, yeah.
Just cause like that. Yeah.
But that and that's a good portion of this movie too, and it just
Yeah.
really bogs it down
It's unfortunate.
anytime it comes up. And yeah, and it's not even like it's terrible when like they're just working together. I think that's when it's fine. When it's like it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
suitable.
what I mean. It's like it would have been more of that, but better. Like I think if it was just that, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also personally just did not care for the amount of like pop songs in this movie. The amount of you know, what do you call it? Needle drops that the movie has. I think it really takes away from moments in the film, and it also
I don't
takes
mind.
away from Hans Zimmer's score.
I didn't mind them. When I heard them, I didn't feel like any sense of like, why is this here like I did with fucking Mario? Yeah, I don't feel that, especially in the montage where I was like, I'm digging this. This is cool.
I just think a lot to like the scene where like Carrie Condon and Brad Pitt do hook up, and they have that K-pop song or whatever, and it is just, I was like, okay,
Well, I don't know.
you're doing this to hit a selling point, like a back of the box marketing.
You know that does feel like the right place to play it compared to
Right, but the song just didn't hit.
I mean, the romance itself didn't hit anyway, so I was like,
Yeah.
what you gonna do?
But,
This has, I went to the bathroom when that happened, so I was like, yeah, this is like a nice bathroom break. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm assuming you missed some of the character work they do with Sonny Hayes there in that scene, because it's like the only
Yeah, he plays like a
scene where he like
flashback,
opens up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I came back to it when there was like a flashback or something, and like something happened. Okay.
There was no flashback.
No.
No, not that I remember. There was dialogue, but I don't think there was a flashback.
Because I thought that was like a memory playing of something that happened while he was in bed or something. Something that happened to him in the past.
No, he talks to her on the little like porch.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. That's it.
No,
That's
no.
all that happens. Yeah.
Okay. No, I just missed the one. I just missed the part where they kiss and okay, nothing else.
I mean, yeah, because it's weird because like that's such a heavy detractor on the movie, but then you have, I think, some of like the run-of-the-mill storytelling it doesn't quite work here as it did in like, say, Top Gun Maverick, and I think part of that is just you don't have that cast to really go with it. Like you have Javier Bardem, who's awesome. Right? Javier Bardem's great, but that's really all you got, and he's not in the movie as much. You also have that like villain side plot with the who was that guy? He was trying to like backstab Javier Bardem's character to like buy out the
He was important.
Yeah, no, he was important, but it was just like, I don't know. I wasn't feeling that part of it. Really, it was just like whenever Sonny Hayes was doing shit with the car, and they were like building the car, and they were building the team, and there was the bond, the relationship between Damson Idris and Brad Pitt. Like that's when the movie was really, really working, and those racing scenes are breathtaking. Um,
especially the ending. You know?
yeah, that third act in general is great. It's blood pumping. It's exciting. Uh, it's a great time at the movies. It's excruciatingly entertaining. This is just a entertaining movie to watch.
Yeah.
Probably a bit long. What was it, 2.5?
2.5, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably a
we
bit
already know what
long.
we cut out. You know, we know what we will cut out.
Yeah. The movie is suddenly 20 minutes shorter.
Oh my god, and it's better. How about that?
Yeah.
Listen, this is the director's cut.
Hmm.
It's our director's cut.
But yeah, I feel like Kosinski took the right lessons from Top Gun Maverick in terms of like how to place the camera and how to construct these exhilarating sequences, because I think very easily these scenes with the cars could have been nauseating and like kind of a bit much. Like I think of like, we'll talk about the movie later, but like the final act of like one battle after another, where like you're just going over and over and over, and there's like, in that movie it's intentional for you to kind of feel a little nauseated and like whoa. In F1 you don't want something like that to happen because so much of the movie is going to be this.
Yeah.
But he found a way to make it not nauseating, to make it really work. Yeah, no, the racing scenes in this film are like absolutely fucking incredible. It was breathtaking every time, every turn, every nick of speed that they went through was just like, ugh, you felt it. Yeah, man.
It helps.
Mm-hmm.
What makes the racing more engaging throughout the movie is that they lose. You know, they don't always win, and
Mm-hmm.
that kind of like puts you on edge as to whether or not they'll win another
Yeah.
race. And the stakes are so high, given like
The
they
stakes are
can't afford to
absurdly
lose
high.
anymore.
The
Yeah,
stakes are absurdly high.
players
Yeah.
super buy into it. You know, especially since you're rooting for both of them to succeed in
Yeah.
something that they're very much talented at, but they just
Yeah.
they're not nailing it.
Yeah. I think we both walked away with it saying like it wasn't like Ford versus Ferrari.
No,
It was not Ford v Ferrari.
It's a different beast.
Ford
of
v
like drama
Ferrari is a
and
different
writing.
beast. But like when you think of like even the racing scenes in that movie are like exhilarating. They're astounding to watch. There's a lot more tangibility in something like F1 because they're doing it for real. A lot of the racing stuff in Ford v Ferrari.
And
in fact, most of it is CG. But you have
Yeah,
that central in Ford v Ferrari. Yeah, most of it is CG.
Uh,
Yeah, that was an expensive movie.
Yeah, well, what's especially like cool about this one is that it's F1. It's not like any other like normal kind of race where
No,
like F1
yeah.
has rules. So for
It's
me,
very, very strict rules.
yeah, like for me, who's like learning about these rules and seeing them play out on screen and how they like, it's not just conventional racing. They like do things with the rules to make the races a lot more interesting. It's like, oh, that's really cool.
The fact that every team has to build their own car is interesting. You're not like, I mean, maybe it's the same for like NASCAR.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't know.
that's basic for like cars. I'd say it's just like the rules of like if you make a mess on like the rail, the race will be slowed down.
But
and like the fact
yeah,
that they exploit those rules into having them catch up is like that's super cool.
apparently, if he were to do something like that in a real Formula One race, his ass would have been booted a long time ago.
Yeah.
He would have never been allowed to race ever again.
Well, I don't know. They have like F1 races in the movies, so I don't know.
No, I know. Like they're changing things for the sake of narrative storytelling, but apparently, because I was talking to someone who does follow Formula One, and they were like, "Yeah, no, that shit would never fly. They would boot his ass pretty quickly, but it works for like a movie because it's fiction. You can kind of get away with that stuff, and also for us, we don't know much about Formula One. All we're learning about Formula One is through this movie.
Yeah.
So it's as long as it works for us, it's fine, you know. But yeah. But I was just gonna add on to your point about like the fact that we're learning all of these rules. It's actually pretty. It's not hard to follow.
No.
The movie does a good job at making these rules plausible, and so that when they are doing things, you're like, oh, okay, I see why they're doing this because the rules say this, and they can do this and that. So yeah, it's well done.
Yeah.
And we already mentioned it, but the Hans Zimmer score in this is really, really quite something.
Yeah.
It's very reminiscent. He kind of takes a little bit of it back to his roots, in a sense. It's a lot of that kind of like heavy electronic,
Yeah. See, I haven't fallen
heavy
off. Let's see.
electronics synth score, and it's very much going back to like his origins, where he was like he was I want to say a keyboardist for a band in the '80s. If you ever heard the song "Video Killed the Radio Star," he's playing the keyboard in that song, and he was a part of that band, and he's in the music video for it.
Oh.
So if you ever go back and watch the "Video Killed the Radio Star" music video, you can see a young Hans Zimmer
With hair.
in there with hair. uh, but yeah, no, the score is really good in this movie. Really accentuates certain points. This movie has similar highs and things as like Top Gun Maverick. It's very much structured the same way. A lot of the beats feel similar. This movie's big, satisfying. It's kind of classic Hollywood blockbuster cinema in that way, because it's very much all about the satisfaction.
Yeah.
And it's highly entertaining. It's just a really, really entertaining movie. I imagine the people who saw it in IMAX had a great fucking time.
Not jealous at all.
Yeah, totally not jealous at all. Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. It's just really, really good.
It's a good movie. It's a movie about
It's a
cars.
really,
I would have loved this
it's
as
a
a kid.
really, really good movie. Yeah, man. I don't know. What would you rate it? Because I know what I would rate it.
An 8. Really good.
Yeah, I gave it a 8.5. Really good.
Really good.
Really good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Moving on from that, we go to Megan 2.0, which is not as good.
No, I imagine it's not.
No. So there's a very weird thing about Megan 2. Megan 2 kind of exists on the premise that people thought the initial idea for Megan was silly, and that there was an inherent silliness to that movie, and they just went all in. They were like, okay, sure, yeah,
Oh, you
we'll
thought
play
that
into
was
it.
silly. Well, let me tell you.
Yeah, like, we'll play into it. We'll have a good time, and we'll have some fun. And that it didn't work in their favor. In fact, it actually harmed the movie significantly, because the first Megan, despite not being the greatest of movies, I thought it was only okay. There is at least a story and something they're trying to say about the dangers of AI and the dangers of specifically like the idea of like handing off the iPad to your kid. That movie's very much kind of been like, no, you do need to be a parent. There's a message about parenting, and and the like.
They were deep into the Megan movie.
Yeah, and not that deep, but like,
Deep enough.
fine enough. There's something. There's at least something. There's a little bit of meat on those bones. And then of course you have like the Megan character, who's extremely entertaining, and like they do a lot with that character. The Megan character is the standout of the movie called Megan. Who would have fucking thought?
Did you learn something about the movie?
Yeah, but
Yeah, I'm learning.
and in Megan 2, Megan is not in it very much, and you lose a lot of that. And she does come in later, but
Later.
this movie's 2 hours, and she comes in at about the hour mark. And after that, like, the character is just, it's Terminator 2. It's what they're doing. They're doing Terminator 2, but significantly crazier. And the Megan character is just not as snippy, not as snarky, and not as fun. Because Megan in the first movie was a sassy bitch, and she was fun.
Made her
This is
stricter
an
this
interesting.
time, right?
Yeah, she's a lot stricter, and she's a lot more. She's still snippy and like a little mean, but I don't know. The character loses a lot of her bite. And granted, there's the idea that she's her only function, her only desire is to protect the character Katie, who's the kid, right? That is like the narrative device of the first movie. But
And
this movie
remind
mismatches
us, remind us, first movie was a horror movie, yeah?
horror
Or
comedy,
like a slasher.
horror
Oh, okay.
horror comedy, satire. It's a few things. I wouldn't
Like
call
Chucky.
it a kind of, yeah, a modern Child's Play. Child's Play definitely leans more into like the slasher and horror aspect, versus Megan is kind of leaning more into the comedy and
Yeah.
satire. Megan 2 is very much leaning fully into the silliness and the insanity, and it just fails. It just falls flat on its face.
Spectacularly.
Yeah, it's not even like the most terrible movie or anything. It's just a kind of a regular old bad movie. But it was just weird to see it kind of go the completely other direction and just not even remotely work. The movie mismatches its tone all over the place because it's trying to have genuine emotions and lessons about parenting and the dangers of AI, but then they're also doing dance sequences and musical numbers and insane over-the-top action, which was actually kind of the highlight of the movie, I'm not going to lie to you. But there's... And I wanted to embrace its acceptance of this inherent silliness of the premise, but the movie just goes completely overboard and just loses itself entirely in that silliness and forgets that part of what made Megan 1 work is that it actually was pretty quote-unquote grounded, and there was kind of a deeper story being told, even if it's not like the most like perfect thing in the world. It was actually trying to do something, and Megan 2 tries to do the same thing while also doubling down on the silliness, and it just doesn't work in the slightest. You have a villain AI character who's just the T-1000, except not particularly interesting. You got an actress by the name of, what's her name? Ivana Sakno? That's how you pronounce her name. She was in Ahsoka as the character Shin Hati. She was also in the film The Spy Who Dumped Me. She was like a contortionist trapeze artist in that film. In real life, she is a contortionist and trapeze artist, so she gets to work a lot of that into the character. She does a lot of freaky shit with her body. And I was like, oh shit, you probably just did that, didn't you? But and also, I was just really disappointed that this movie was still PG-13.
Yeah.
The first movie was also PG-13, but that was an edited down version that they did for the theatrical run of the film. The actual intended movie that they shot was R-rated.
Well, maybe they have.
They had to go back in the editing process and cut off all the cursing and cut off the violence to keep the movie PG-13.
Maybe they got an R cut coming to Peacock soon.
So I think there is an unrated cut because the movie's now out on physical. It's also it's been on digital for like 2 months. I think there is an R-rated cut on there, so I may check that out just to see like if it does make the movie better, because part of also why I liked the first movie, because I watched the R-rated cut first. I didn't watch the theatrical cut. I watched the R-rated one, and the movie had a lot more bite to it. The R-rated cut, it was more violent, a lot more swearing, and it was just able to do a little more in that way. And I don't know if Megan 2 does the same. I'm not sure, but I will say this movie would have worked a lot better if it was rated R. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because it would have allowed itself to be a little crazier, you know, and do more with the action. Which, by the way, the action is the best part of this movie. The action scenes are actually really fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the action's pretty fun. There's a trailer that came out that basically shows like the entire movie in the trailer. I think it was like it's called like the final trailer or something. It shows a good portion of the action scenes. It's actually pretty fun and well shot. I was quite engaged when they were doing all the crazy fight scenes, but then the rest of the movie I was kind of just like me. But yeah, it's whatever. I was not offended by it, but I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you just lost a lot of your bite and you went too far. And it was interesting.
Fans.
Yeah, it was interesting to see not only the director but like Jason Blum be like, yeah, we went too far, and it didn't work. We tried to put it out on like the same weekend as F1 and right before Superman. We thought it would compete, and we kind of didn't realize we went overboard. It just didn't work.
Like this. I may have gone too far in some places.
Yeah, literally, yeah. I may have gone too far in some places. I was surprised that after the first weekend of the movie bombed at the box office, first weekend, and immediately Jason Blum was like, "Yeah, we fucked up." It's like, we fucked up. We thought we got too big in our bitches, and I was like, "Well, that's interesting."
Are you sure? Really, it's probably during the editing process.
Maybe
while you were filming it.
Maybe in the scripting process. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
But
you fool.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't too upset I was not too upset by the movie when it was all said and done. But I was like, oh, okay. This just went too far. I gave it a 4.5. I was not particularly enthused.
Not quite your tempo.
Yeah. Speaking of not quite my tempo, Jurassic World Rebirth.
Oh my god. The dinosaur.
Yeah. So I will explain something that very much gets into my very interesting reaction to Jurassic World Rebirth.
The Snickers wrapper.
Which is a lot more positive than a lot of the reception that this movie's been getting. So, before this movie, I rewatched every single Jurassic Park movie. Jurassic Park all the way till Jurassic World Dominion. And by the time I got to Dominion, I was so fucking sick of these movies. I was so done. Like, I was done with these movies when I got to Jurassic Park 3. After I finished Jurassic Park 3, I was like, I am so fucking done with these movies, but I just gotta get through the world movies. I just gotta. And then by the time I got to Dominion, I was like, holy shit, I'm so annoyed. I'm so done with these movies. I do not want to see another dinosaur forever. And then that same day that I finished Dominion, I went and saw Rebirth. Rebirth is disgustingly boring. I mean that in both like the conceptual aspect of the film and also just the movie itself. It's really fucking boring. It's really dull. I genuinely found myself like yawning and being completely bored by the third act of this movie. I barely even remember the third act. I was so like just done with the movie by that point. I was like, wow, you've got nothing. You have literally fucking nothing. And you wasted a cool concept of like an island full of reject dinosaurs. And there's a lot of like ideas that you can do with like, oh, what can you do with like genetically mutated dinosaurs or weird hybrids or just like weird shit that you can find on the island. That's like, oh, okay, this is the island that they dumped all the first park dumped all its rejects in. What's on this fucking island? And it's just the fucking usuals. Oh look, there's a T-Rex. Oh look, there's a pterodon. Oh look, there's a brachiosaurus. Oh look, there's the mosasaur. I was like, oh look, there's the mosasaur. Bro, do something new. Do something different. But no, they don't. This movie's just trying to be a tried and true ripoff of the original, repeating a lot of the same beats in the same moments, and in that sense, it's the first Jurassic Park movie since the original to just kind of recapture that magic of the first movie. But it doesn't really get there after that. It's for a fleeting moment and then it's gone. You have the three main leads, which are Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and oh gosh, am I blanking on his name right now? Jonathan Bailey. All very good actors, all charming it up in this movie, particularly Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali. They're smiling at the camera and being charming and being entertaining, and I'm like, oh, these actors are really good. Man, it really sucks that this is the movie that they're in.
They're happy about it.
They seem to be very happy about it. Scarlett is through the roof. Considering she's been talking about this movie being in a Jurassic Park movie for like 10, 15 years. She's just like, I want to be in these movies. I'm like, hey, you know what? You got it. You got it. There you go. Good for you, Scarlett.
Yeah, too bad it's in the shit ones.
Yeah, too bad it's in these, but Yeah, they brought back the original writer of the first movie. Like, they brought David Kep back, and like he had nothing too. He had nothing.
Wow.
The characters are very basic, very bland. You're basically relying on the actors to just give it something.
Give it life.
Give it some life, and they don't fully succeed. The movie spends about half of it focusing on this random family that like is just so incredibly annoying and boring to deal with, and the characters are just fucking dumb, and I don't care about them. It does give us, unfortunately, the best scene in the movie, which is the T-Rex chase in the raft. That felt classic Spielberg. Classic Spielberg. I said it very weird. Unfortunately, the best scene in the movie is the T-Rex river raft chase.
What's unfortunate about it?
Because it features that family.
Okay.
The characters that I couldn't even give less of a shit about and find actively annoying and don't care for, and were boring me every time they were on screen. But it contains the best scene in the movie, which is the only scene with even a modicum of tension. And it's because they actually use the strengths of like what these movies, or particularly that first movie, was really good at, which was the tension. Slow moving scenes of like the T-Rex like slowly getting to you. Okay, now it's here. Shit. Oh no, the raft flipped over. Now we're under the water, and we got to make sure the T-Rex doesn't notice we're here. Oh shit, there's a tight gap and we need to get through. Oh fuck, can the T-Rex actually get through it? Oh no. Oh shit. The raft is pulling us the whole way. Oh fuck, where is everyone? Oh no. And I was like, oh god, okay. Like when that sequence started, I like perked up. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, are we doing something now? And I was like, okay, I'm engaged. I'm interested. This is fun. And it's over. Okay. Back to it. There's only two sequences in this movie that I think are actually like engaging, and it's that river raft sequence, and it's the sequence with the mosasaur on the little boat, which is earlier on in the movie. That sequence is actually really fun, and the Alexandre Desplat score is great in this whole movie. Like, his score is great. But in that particular sequence, the score is really riveting and a lot of fun. But yeah, this movie just doesn't work, like, in the slightest. It has good stuff to it, like I said, the score, the actors are all pretty engaging. I think from a writing perspective, this movie isn't as fucking dumb as the World movies, the rest of them. So in that sense, it's just immediately better. My hot take is my hot take is that Jurassic World Rebirth is the second best Jurassic Park movie. But that's not really saying anything.
No, it's not.
The movie's got a little more balls to it. It's a little more violent. Mostly that's just Gareth Edwards doing his thing.
Well, to be fair, they're all pretty violent in their own way.
Yes, this is true. That is correct. But like
even the bad ones.
Even the bad ones, like Dominion has that. Jurassic World, I think the first one has that scene where like Vincent D'Onofrio gets eaten and there's like the blood splatter all over the wall.
Yeah. Jurassic World 2, Jurassic Park 2 had that guy getting ripped in half. Like, what the fuck?
That's true.
Getting eaten in half. Like, what the
yeah,
fuck,
Richard Schiff getting ripped in half. Yeah.
What was that? That was so like, what the fuck did he do?
It's so annoying because like he was actually being really helpful in that scene, and then he just gives up being helpful, and then they rip him in half.
Yeah.
Also, Jurassic World Dominion, Fallen Kingdom has that scene where that dude's arm gets ripped off.
That's.
Yeah, where he decides to put his hand in the fucking Indoraptor cage. Yeah. This is the biggest idiot that's ever idioted. But yeah, Gareth Edwards is like consistently on Fraud Watch because like he has a real talent for visual and spectacle and like scale in particular. We've been talking about this dude's scale work for years, all since Godzilla, right? I think this guy has it. He has it, but he cannot get a good fucking script for his life.
No, he cannot.
Like, Rogue One is his best movie, and half of it might not even be his.
Yeah.
and it's frustrating because I like Gareth Edwards. I think he has it, but he just can't get a good, just can't get a good script for his life.
Listen,
It's
all that's
so
missing
annoying.
all that's missing is that a movie comes out where it looks bad visually, and then he's probably on like Zack Snyder for auto watch.
Yeah, and this movie does not look bad. It's very beautifully shot. It's shot on film, shot on the same like Kodak cameras that they shot the original movie on. It has this really beautiful, kind of like greenish, orangish, like yellow tint. It's a very colorful and popping movie. But it's just dull. It's so dull.
Look at the pretty colors.
Like, also like, this is a personal thing. I kind of missed Michael Giacchino's score.
Yeah.
I kind of missed it. Like Alexandre Desplat's score is really great in this movie. It's really good. I just really missed Giacchino stuff. But that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, the number one.
That's just
Giacchino
me.
fan, you know.
Yeah, I'm the number one Giacchino Glazer. But like, I think his score for each Jurassic World movie is great. Like, yeah, he makes really great music for those movies. But yeah, like generally speaking, yeah, I don't know. I was pretty lax on the movie. Like, I did not like it in the slightest. I was just actively bored, and I found myself going like, "Damn," just like
This
fuck.
shit's Batman.
This shit's ass. But like, I was not particularly as annoyed with this movie as I think other people were. If I don't know. Granted, I walked into it with a state of like, I'm so done with these movies. I'm so fucking annoyed. Why am I watching this stupid dinosaur movie? And then I walked out going, you know what? That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was still bad. Don't get me wrong.
But damn it, haven't I had enough?
Yeah. But I'm done, man. I'm done with these fucking movies. I'm done. And when the next one comes out, I am not rewatching the entire series before I go see that one. I'm just going to walk in.
Next one for sure.
Yeah. There will be a next one. This movie, I think, made like 800 million or something. Yeah. These movies make fucking money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave it a 5. I was so unenthused, but like not annoyed as much as I was like watching like Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. Like, I was just really, really fucking annoyed with those movies. And then this one, I was like, yeah, I don't even got the energy to be annoyed. Like, I just like, yeah, you suck, but you're not as bad as the other ones.
Can't even be mad, dog.
I can't even be mad at you. I can't even be mad. But like, no, you suck. You do suck.
Don't let it be. Don't get it twisted. You suck.
Yeah, you're bad. You're not as bad as I thought you were gonna be, and you know what? Good for you.
You succeeded,
Yeah.
somewhat.
Yeah, I think I already said it, but I gave it a 5. It was meh.
Me.
Yeah. All right, going on from there, we have Eddington. All right, so Eddington is the new film from Ari Aster. That name should be important because Ari Aster wrote and directed films like Hereditary, Midsommar, and Beau is Afraid. This is his 4th film. This one takes place in the town of Eddington. I forgot the name, the state, but it focuses on Joaquin Phoenix's sheriff character and Pedro Pascal's mayor. It takes place in 2020, in the midst of the pandemic, right before the George Floyd murder. And it's very much kind of speaking on like the bubble we were all in 2020, and just the amount of how that bubble really just isolated us and made us fucking insane. And it's coming at it from a lot of very different avenues. You have like the idea of this sheriff who's just like, bro, I don't want to fucking wear my mask. Like, you don't want to wear my mask, and y'all are suffocating me. And I like, he has this deep insecurity and like almost patheticness to him, where like nothing is really going right for him, and he wants to speak, but he doesn't have the intelligence to speak on things, but he also just doesn't have the
confidence.
Yeah, he doesn't have the intelligence or the confidence. He just speaks about something because he knows the people of his town. He knows every person, so he can speak in that way, but he doesn't have any actual intelligence on what he's saying.
He's not very well
Like
versed.
yeah, he's not very well versed, and he's not charming enough to really sell it, like someone like Pedro Pascal's character is, who's confident, he's charming, he knows what he's talking about. And the movie's just very much about that kind of cacophony, just the situations that were happening. It's also kind of about the insanity of social justice in a way. Like, not saying that it's like a bad thing, but it's like sometimes it goes too far. The movie very much takes the lens of like people using it as performative, like as a performance to achieve something, but not really truly believing in the cause. And it's a lot of movie. It's fucking a lot. I think this movie was like 248 or something. Like it's, sorry, 250 or sorry 230. It's 2.5 hours, and it's a lot to get through. And it's really getting at a lot, but I just don't think Ari Aster kind of fully grasped it. He's getting a lot of things, and he has a lot to say, and he says a lot of it very interestingly, and it kind of encapsulates that time period very excellently. But there's just a lot of it that I think is very unfocused, and a lot of people have had a lot to say in terms of the criticism on how this movie views young people. This movie makes young people, particularly people of our age, to be the most performative, bullshit, annoying people to ever walk the earth.
Well,
and in some ways, Aster's not wrong, but he paints a broad brush, and in a way, I think, while getting at something pretty, like, nail on the head type stuff, I think he does get at some shit. He's also kind of nailing other nails in places that don't actually hang the picture up. If that analogy makes any, he's sometimes Homer hitting himself in the eye. Yeah, but then sometimes nailing a perfect one, and it's just like, yeah, you're getting at something here, but I think you're kind of painting too broad a brush, or kind of getting at too many things. Like Austin Butler's in this movie as this like conspiracy theorist evangelical. He's very much channeling Johnny Depp in this movie. It was weird. He only has a couple of scenes, but every time he like talks, I was like Johnny Depp. But he's kind of one of the problems of this movie, where it's just like he's another thread. He's another thing that Aster's trying to talk about and say, but not focusing enough on it, and in thus making the movie lose a lot of points because of it. Because another points with like the Joaquin Phoenix character and the Pedro Pascal character, he's getting at certain things so specifically, and I think he's really succeeding at those. Particularly the final act of this movie is startling. It's really great. The way that, particularly the movie's ending, I thought was pretty intelligent and really speaking a lot of what he was trying to get at in terms of like, particularly the type of protagonist he likes to write. And I think Joaquin Phoenix he's just kind of a natural fit for that type of character. The movie's gorgeously shot. I mean, particularly, this is the same cinematographer who did Seven, and that is of note because there's a lot of very particular camera shots. This movie does like almost like Call of Duty style final act, where it's just guns a-blazing and really high tension, and the movie utilizes shadows and like the perspective of where the camera is placed in the movement to like really. It's actually similar to like what someone would do in a horror sequence, but he's applying it to action filmmaking and like shootouts. The guns are super loud. It's really interesting. But again, he's trying to get at a lot. He's not succeeding in all of it. And in a way, I respect the movie more because he's taking so many big swings, but I think it's just very unfocused. It reminds me a bit of Beau is Afraid, in that movie is also very uncertain and very kind of unfocused and a bit too much. And this movie's the same way, except I think Eddington's a better movie.
Oh,
Eddington is a much better movie. But I think the reaction to this movie is just as mixed negative as it was for Beau is Afraid.
yeah. Mind you, I don't hear much like high praise of Ghost of Fridge. It's just that, you know,
Yeah.
that movie is no.
Yeah. That movie, I don't hear a lot of defenders. This movie, I have. And I would say I'm probably one of them.
Probably
Probably. I can't say I particularly liked the movie, but I do
not
think
to the death.
yeah, but it's good. I think it's a good movie. It's just he's just very unfocused in terms of what he's trying to say and what he's trying to get at, and
Well, you should watch Hereditary.
yeah. I do want to watch Hereditary and Midsummer at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, I mean, I thought the movie was just kind of good, but not excellent.
Does that LMG have a sight on it?
Yes.
And he's not even aiming, using it to aim.
At this point in the movie, he's particularly paranoid. So he's just kind of blasting. Kind of hoping he gets something.
All right.
But yeah. Yeah, I don't want to get into too deep what that happens in this movie because I really
It
quite
kills
liked
people.
that final sequence. But yeah, I don't know. I thought the movie was just kind of good, but not great. I gave it like a 7. I think it's solid, but really kind of flailing in some areas, and for me that just doesn't work. Moving on from that, we can go to Happy Gilmore 2.
Yeah.
So, Happy Gilmore 2. Apparently this is one of the most watched movies on Netflix, like of all time. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I believe it. I guess, yeah, since this is an Adam Sandler movie, it's worth noting my relationship to Adam Sandler, the actor, my relationship to his films, and particularly my relationship to Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore is probably one of my favorite comedies, arguably one of my favorite movies, and it's probably one of the movies I've watched the most in my life. Genuinely, Adam Sandler movies do pretty well in my household, and generally in my family. Like, I had a cousin who had a shit ton of like DVDs, and a lot of them were Adam Sandler movies, and Happy Gilmore just came up all the time. We would watch Happy Gilmore like religiously.
We shall not speak ill of Adam Sandler in this household.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk shit about Adam Sandler, but like his
Disowned.
when he's operating on like his highest cylinder, when he's got those classics, it's hard to ignore. Like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison,
Click.
I was gonna say Big Daddy or The Wedding Singer,
I like Big Daddy.
or like You Don't Mess with Zohan. Like I liked Zohan quite a bit. The Water Boys, one I liked locked as a kid.
And you become a recent grown-ups enjoyer after thinking about it and seeing it again.
Yeah, I watched The Grown Ups again last year, and I was like, why didn't I hate that the way I used to? Because Grown Ups, I think I've legitimately seen like 100 times. I like, that's probably an exaggeration, but it's close. I have seen Grown Ups so many times. Whenever it fucking came on TV, it was just always something that we watched. That being said, I really, really like Happy Gilmore. I really like that movie. I think it's hilarious. I think I like the character of Happy a lot, and just as the like Adam Sandler vehicle, it's really funny. Happy Gilmore 2, I likened it to comfort food. It's not particularly good for you, but it tastes good. It's seasoned with the stuff you love. It's mac and cheese. It tastes wonderful. It hits good when you really need it. It's not great. It's not great, though. You can make it great, but out of the box, it's just fine. That's the analogy I used for to describe Happy Gilmore 2. It's not a good movie. It's not the most funny thing in the world. It's absurd and ridiculous. And it just goes completely out of the fucking... Like, it's out of its mind.
You've lost your mind.
It absolutely lost its goddamn mind. I had a great time. I don't know what it was that day. I don't know if I was just feeling really good, if I was just having a good day, but I watched Happy Gilmore 2, and it was so much fun. I had a great time. I was laughing like every other scene. I don't know. I don't know what to say, honestly. I really don't know what to say. It's fucking nonsense. It's stupid. Like, Benny Safdie is the villain in this movie, and he constructs this absurd, like, how do you call it? Almost like X Games level of, like, golf that's absurd and stupid. This movie, I think, literally has, like, 100 cameos. Like, there are so many famous people in this movie. It's actually insane. It's distracting at all times. There is literally a scene where they cut to, like, 3 different real podcasters. They cut to, like, hot ones for a scene. Like Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino.
Yeah.
Just show up for, like, a scene.
Wait, the podcasters?
The podcasters. They cut to a shot of their literal podcast. It looks like they asked them to just shoot it on the side, and they did.
I'm saying they're more notably comedians that have a podcast. That's from, like, wait a minute, the podcasters? They have podcasts.
That's how I know them. I know them as the podcasters.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. I've seen Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino and stuff, but, like, I know them primarily through, like, them podcasting. Yeah. I don't even watch that podcast in particular.
I saw a little bit of it. It's really funny.
Yeah. But there are so many goddamn cameos in this movie. It's absurd. It's absurd. And that's part of the fun of the movies. It's like, wait, what famous person's gonna show up randomly next?
Who's that Pokemon?
Yeah.
It's MJF.
Who's that Pokemon? Margaret Qualley.
Margaret Qualley. Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I think both Becky Lynch and oh god, what's her husband's name?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins are in this movie. I think both of them are in this movie.
Seth Rollins is in this movie?
I think he's in this movie.
Oh.
Eminem's in it. John Lovis, Travis Kelce, Stephen A. Smith. There's so many goddamn famous people in this movie. It's stupid. But yeah, I mean, what can I really say? I mean, a lot of people there's many people that have had very negative reactions to this movie, calling it just like a sin against humanity. I don't think it's that bad. I really don't think it's that bad, but it's kind of just, it's not the best. The theatrical comedy is dead. They will not make them like they used to. They will just put them on Netflix and do shit like Happy Gilmore 2. Yeah, it is quite sad that that's the state where we are with the theatrical comedy, but
you're not allowed to laugh anymore.
Yeah, but like
the way you wanna.
It's just I mean like the fact that they just don't put these movies in theaters anymore.
Oh no.
These movies go straight to Netflix, and that just sucks.
That should be the new straight to DVD now. Straight to Netflix.
It is. It literally is. It's like it's the same thing. I don't know. I kind of just kind of finished it and was like, wait, did I tolerate an Adam Sandler comedy? All right.
All right. In 2025.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I think this movie's fucking ugly. I just want to throw that out there. I think it's an ugly ass movie.
The candle. Can't always
It
so nice.
it looks exactly like the Flash and Superman,
Ugh.
and it's not shot by the same guy. So I don't. It's this shot by the guy who shot Hustle, and Hustle is a good looking movie. So I don't know what the hell happened, but whatever. Yeah, I gave this movie a 5. I was feeling nice. I was feeling real nice. I was feeling real generous. All right, can move on from that to The Naked Gun. Speaking of the theatrical comedy,
Hey,
we have both seen this. I've seen it twice. You've seen it once.
once.
Yes. Allow yourself.
Oh, me first? Okay. Just because you. Okay. The Naked Gun. I was quite excited for this movie. When I saw the trailer, I was surprised over how much that trailer like made me interested. Uh, Mainly for just one joke, really. Uh, which I guess it's kind of unfortunate that that joke played out in the trailer to make me interested, and then seeing it in the movie doesn't quite hit as hard as in the trailer, but still, uh, the fact that they were willing to do comedy like that, uh, you know, filled me with excitement. And then I saw it with you, and they don't quite live up to I guess the expectation of it that I had, but it was fun. It was a fun comedy. I I, I had my laughs over it. I think the movie is quite snappy and quick in its comedy. It does not take itself seriously at all, given what it is. Despite the I guess you would call overtly serious plot, the way it's shot, the music, and everything else combining with it's very much taking itself not seriously in a I guess serious tone
It's
of like
playing its. It's
of like
playing
framing.
its. Yeah, it's doing silly shit, but it's playing it as straight as possible. Because
Yeah.
that's the whole bit with The Naked Gun, is that like it's actually a real mystery, like a real police procedural, being told in the silliest way possible, while also all the actors
I
playing it like it's
I,
a real ass drama.
I guess in this case, like in the original, Frank Drebin is definitely like the biggest outlier of them all, especially compared to the main bad guy of the first movie, who is serious all the way through. Like he doesn't crack a single joke, and it's a funny little contrast. But compared to this movie, where the bad guy is like Frank Drebin but evil, which I guess isn't as funny. But like the fact that the bad guy himself in this movie is doing like silly jokes and doing silly things, like the fact that he's like sunbathing his balls.
Well, he wasn't. Oh yeah, he was doing that at one point. Yes, he was
Yeah,
doing that. Yeah. It's also
you know,
worth noting that this movie was written. This movie is written directed by Akiva Schaffer, who is one part of the Lonely Island. The Lonely Island was like the SNL comedy group. They did all like those music videos and shit. Like you ever saw like a dick, like My Dick in a Box? That was him. Like shit like that. I'm on a boat. Those songs. I just had sex. Like that. Those songs. That's the style of humor that is part of this movie. But it is also doing a lot of the very typical Naked Gun type jokes.
yeah, yeah. Not as snappy and quick witted and clever as the first Naked Gun, but I felt the inspiration throughout, where I was like, huh, nice. Frank Drebin. Ah, me too.
Yeah, Lieutenant Drebin. Me too.
Me too. That's good. That's good stuff.
Would you like to know? Would you allow me to explain why? Please.
There is definitely a lot more like kind of like try hardest absurdity in it, like Frank Drebin Jr. flying an eagle that is the spirit of his father. I don't
Yeah.
think I would have found a joke like that in the original because I didn't need
No.
to do that. You know, yeah, like the jokes in the first movie will be like simpler, and they can reach a point of absurdity Um, like the funniest running gag in that whole movie is Frank Drebin being a really shitty driver and running over somebody or hitting something.
Mm-hmm.
I think the finest equivalent of that is the coffee bit in this movie.
I mean, they also do the bit of him like being a shit driver, and they do that bit in this one too.
Yeah, yeah. Just I guess not as prevalent and dare I say funny as it was in the first movie, where it was kind of like a different thing happening every time, and like at the docks where he like hit the guy that was fishing, he just falls,
Mm.
or the construction workers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's good stuff. But like, yeah, the coffee bit in this movie was hilarious
Yeah,
every time.
I loved the bit of a little bit when he's in that car, that not that car chase, but like the car's trying to like kill him, and
Yeah.
he shoots the glass out, kicks it out, and then as the car's driving, there just happens to be two people with like perfectly shaped plexiglass
Yeah.
that just
No.
that he runs over, and the glass hits the car,
Yeah.
and it just blocks into place. He's like, huh?
And then Cleety saves him.
Yeah.
He will always save you.
Yeah.
I guess the worst part about the comedy of this movie is that it can go off for too long. Like the snowman flashback, it is entirely lost its momentum.
Oh, I don't know. I was giggling through that whole sequence, that little dream sequence or montage, or do you want to call it?
Yeah, it's just a whole. That was their life. That's what they lived through.
Yeah.
Like the visual of the snowman running with the gun was funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. At a point, I felt like wrap it up.
Mm.
Putting the sign up. Wrap it up. What else is there to mention?
Liam Neeson.
He's great, you know. I was thinking about more like in the comedy of the movie, but yeah, I guess if I had nothing else to say, yeah, Liam Neeson himself is pretty great
Mm-hmm.
in it. Yeah, give him an Oscar.
I mean, there's the literal joke. Like, there is the joke that like it was Leslie Nielsen, and now you have Liam Neeson. There is that bit that people
That is
picked
true.
up on that they thought that was really funny. But also Liam Neeson is just like, he's really good at humor. He's really good at comedy, and it's not often used enough how good he is at this shit.
He's got a
I thought
some
Pamela- I
some
thought-
good comedy.
Yeah, I thought Pamela Anderson was really funny in this.
Yeah,
Her scat singing is a way to like distract the main villain, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. He's like, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
not to say that she was like a shitty actress in the movie, but she had like this like shitty actress charm to her.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the bit, because they did the
No,
same thing
yeah.
with like Priscilla Presley in the original movies as well. It's kind of the same deal.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, when they had good chemistry together in the movie, both of
Yeah.
them.
And she can play that humor. She can fully commit to that humor as well. Like the take a seat. You know what? I think I will take that chair. And she just drags it around, slamming it into everything. The bit where she's like, she's wearing like the wig, and they just keep pulling the guns out of her hair. And also,
Pulling
you,
it out.
you were laughing your ass off of that Dave Bautista bit.
It was just so unexpected.
So random.
Yeah.
My favorite bit in the movie is the bit with Cody Rhodes. I thought it was it's so funny to me. You shot my brother. That could be literally thousands of people. You shot him while he was running. 50 in the
Hundreds.
back. 10. He was white. You're Tony's brother.
His brother.
You liked the Mission Impossible Fallout bit that they did.
Yeah.
That was really funny. The free beers joke is really funny as well.
Repeat or something like that.
Yeah. That one bit where that UFC host is like trying to get out of there. He's like, I think I need to go talk to my wife. I don't know what does she want. Yeah. I really loved that Black Eyed Peas joke. so random. But I don't know. I kind of loved this movie. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I was having such a great time watching it. Both times, I really enjoyed it both times. I don't think it's as good as the original movie, but it's really, I don't know. I think it's really good. I was surprised by how much I liked it, especially at this point, like where we are with like theatrical comedies, where like you quite literally don't get movies like this anymore. And I want to see more. I want to see more movies like it. I want to see more comedies in theaters. You know?
Oh, hey, scary movie something will come out soon in theaters.
Yeah, Scary Movie's supposed to be coming out next year, so that'll be worth it. Yeah, I'm at this point. Yeah, I'll take a new scary movie. Just give me something. Give me something in the theater. Cause like the best things that like some of the like theatrical conspiracies do, and like when your entire audience is laughing, you know, those collective laughs, I think are like some of the best things about movies, especially watching movies in a theater. But I don't know. I guess I never asked you like, oh, what would you rate it? But
I'm at a 7.
7.
Right.
I was at a 8. I was at an 8. I think this is
pretty high.
one of the best movies of the year. It probably will end up in my best of the year list. I'm probably gonna try to watch it again. I'm probably gonna try to get Sebastian to watch this. I think he does want to watch it, but I gotta get him in there.
Gotta force him.
Yeah. All right. We can move on from the Naked Gun to what's next? Weapons.
Weapons.
All right.
Bigger weapons. Bigger weapons. I need more bullets. I need more bullets.
I need more bullets. I need more bullets. I need more bullets.
Bigger weapons. Bigger weapons.
It's like a heat-seeking weapon. Yeah. This is an interesting movie to talk about. Number one, it's like one of the big movies of the year. So one of the most talked about movies of the year. It made a splash. People are really, really loving it. This is from the director Zach Kreger, who directed Barbarian, which is one of kind of the big out of nowhere hits of 2022. This was his follow-up. This movie is notable because after he wrote the script, there was a giant bidding war for this script. Every studio wanted it, and this is not confirmed, but it is heavily rumored and substantiated that Jordan Peele wanted to produce this script really bad, and when he couldn't get it, when New Line got it, he fired his entire team at Monkey Paw and set them up and essentially got him as like a consultation prize.
And then and then his movie got canceled.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. It's off the release schedule, but I don't know if it's been canned. Yeah,
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, right? But with weapons, I don't know. What I would say, what is this movie about? I don't really know. It's the initial premise is that it's at 2:17 in the morning. All of the kids, except for one in an elementary school teacher's class, all run out their houses and never come back. And the movie is following a few different characters as some of them try to figure out what happened, and some of them are just trying to deal with whatever the fuck's going on in this town. And oh shit, this movie was 2 hours?
Yeah.
Huh. I did not feel it.
One by.
Yeah. I will say, before we talk about the movie, I would say this is one of the best theater experiences I think I've ever had in a movie. I have not quite had this type of experience ever, really, and I don't know when I will have it again.
With
my audience,
next movie from this guy,
maybe, which was gonna be Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had a great theater experience with Welcome to Raccoon City.
But
Technically,
this
you did.
particular,
You were having a
yeah,
blast.
yeah, yeah, I was having a fun time while you wanted to kill yourself.
Yes.
But yeah, my audience, I think, because we saw this a couple different groups, and all of us seemed to have the same experience, where like the audience was super engaged. They were laughing when they were supposed to. There were like collective gasps and like holding of breaths. Like there was like real tension in the audience with like whatever they were doing, like kind of the more scary scenes. Um, yeah, my audience was super engaged. Like, all right, like there's a certain scene I don't want to spoil. A lot of people have already seen this movie, but I don't want to spoil in case there are people who haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, go watch it. Set on digital or something.
Go. It's out on digital now, unfortunately. Fucking Warner Brothers, but it's gonna be on HBO Max probably by Halloween. Would be my guess. So, yeah, keep an eye out for it. There's a particular scene where something happens to a character, a very violent thing happens to them, and literally someone in my audience like cheered. There were collective big laughs, collective big. No one like screamed. I don't think I've ever been in a theater where like somebody screamed at a scare. I don't know. It's never happened to me.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's never happened.
Not even with it.
No, not even close with it. The most I got in it was somebody yelled, "Don't go in that door."
That's
But
close
that was
enough.
it. It's close enough, but like when the scares happen, nobody
Stop it.
like
Don't open that door.
yeah. I think the closest that it ever got was Nope, and it was when the little kid shows up in like the owl mask,
Right.
and then like you're focused on just the one, and then suddenly the other
the
one,
guy behind. Yeah.
the guy about not the one that's behind OJ. It's the one that's like literally like hangs down and just appears out of nowhere, and suddenly there's two of them. And OJ does that first. Nope.
No.
Where like I heard some of my audience go like, oh. But I heard that particularly in this movie too. The car door opening.
Mm. Yeah,
When the car door opens, my audience went.
that was creepy.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I had a great time with this movie. I really quite liked it. I really quite was entertained and enjoyed it. I think it's really effective. I was really intrigued by what Kreger was doing with the structure. Can't say most people are loving this movie and they think it's better than Barbarian. And one critic who I closely follow, she stated that Barbarian walked so that weapons could run. And I don't know if I fully agree. I think I prefer Barbarian at the end of the day just due to its surprise and how fresh it feels. Weapons is still incredibly entertaining and engaging. I think it's a very effective horror film. Really excellently acted, beautifully directed, but just ultimately I think there's a deep dissatisfaction I feel with it that I can't quite place and don't quite understand. And I think part of that is the fact that just the movie isn't meant to be understood. There's quite literally no deeper meaning behind the movie. That's fine. Not everything needs to be a deep, complex movie about trauma, as most horror movies seems to be nowadays. But I don't know. It just feels like something was missing in this movie that I can't quite place.
Yeah, that's true, but there's nothing stopping you from getting anything out of it. I don't think.
No, of course not. And like there is some like, it's not that I didn't. It's not that I didn't. There was things I was getting out of it. I think I very much picked up on the idea of like the manipulation of this town and the idea of like everyone just being completely blindsided by something that they don't quite understand and no one knows how to react to it. It does feel like the movie's also about grief in a way. Like the fact that you lost something and you don't understand why it's gone and you can't really grip with it. That I think is interesting. But then to learn that that's just something I'm getting from it and none of it was intended. is a little unsatisfying, I guess.
Really?
A little bit, because when I pick up on stuff on movies, I like to think that it was intended, that this was the idea, that there was a theme that they were trying to get across. And
Yeah,
learning
but
that Kreger literally had nothing in mind, he was just writing, and it does
yeah,
not have any deeper meaning.
yeah, but
It feels like
even
it's like all this work I'm doing is for nothing.
really,
Yeah,
I mean, I
is how I feel about it in this particular case. And maybe I'm just too invested. I'm just too into whatever Kreger's saying, and I'm just and I overhyped this movie in my head because I was
I think
absurdly excited for this movie.
I think in the case of like movies, for a lot of them, even if the director is trying to say something of his own, there is always something that you yourself can gain out of it outside of the director's vision. And even in something like this, where there is no intended thing that he's trying to tell you, there's nothing stopping you from you gaining meaning out of it in your own way either.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing that movies themselves do really well.
yeah. And Kreger
In a
himself
lot of
said, like,
ways.
if you get something from it, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I obviously personally don't feel disheartened by the fact that he wasn't trying to tell me anything, but at the same time, it does encourage me to gain something out of it for that. I think that's the thing that's really cool about it.
Yeah.
You know, too.
It's a very subjective experience.
Yeah.
And I did get stuff out of it. Like I was picking up on some things, but like it's just I don't like creating my own movie in my head when I'm watching somebody else's work, if that makes any sense. I don't really like to go like, oh, what could have been, and I like to take the movies as they are.
What could have been?
I don't like I don't know how to explain like what I'm trying to say.
Did you want the director to tell you something?
Yeah, I want I wanted to take whatever he had and go like, okay, this is what he was trying to say, this is what he was trying to do, and then I'll figure out if I think he succeeded or not. And if I try to go like, oh, what could have been this, or like, oh, this is that, like, right, then I start creating my own movie in my head, and that's not what I particularly like to do, because it almost feels like I'm setting myself up to fail, or I'm setting myself up for disappointment. If that makes any sense. I know
Well, I
I'm
guess
not
I'm wondering
explaining it
what would
particularly
be
well, or like, but
I guess I'm wondering what will be the disappointment.
I guess. So, like, as an example, like, right, uh, random example, like, I'll use, like, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, right?
Hmm.
I can sit there and ultimately go, like, oh, they could have done this. They could have done that with the Gwen Stacy character. Or they could have, removed this, removed that to make it a better movie. Or, like, say, like, remove a lot of those side plots with, like, the Oscorp Corporation. Tighten up things with Harry here. Don't do the fucking spider blood or Peter saying no to Harry, right? These are all
Right.
things that, like, I can critique and say, like, oh, this is why it doesn't work. But then if I go, we'll take this out, don't do that, don't do that, don't do this, then I'm creating my own movie in my head rather than accepting what I got and then still being able to critique it. Because I can still, like, look at the Amazing Spider-Man 2 and, like, no, that is shit, that is shit, that is shit. But then if I go, like, oh, but this would have made it better if they did this and this and this, I'm like, at that point, I'm like, oh, this is just a movie in my head and not the actual movie that I got. And instead, I'm, like, adding an extra problem to something that's not actually there, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes sense. I don't think that really like applies to this idea of like gaining meaning out of a movie. You're not really like making anything up of what could have been. You're like, taking things from the movie that are there and then taking something out of it. There's a difference in that.
But I guess what I'm, like, trying to get at with that is when, like, the meaning that you're getting doesn't really have any substantial basis in the movie. If that kind of makes sense. But there are things in this movie that I just don't think quite work either.
Okay.
But
Because I was
I don't
gonna
know.
say, when you say there's no substantial basis from the movie, I mean, I feel like that's not necessarily true, because if you're gaining meaning out of a movie, it's because it came from the movie. At least, in your own mind, you could totally be like, I guess, completely wrong about the meaning of a movie, even if the director had a intended meaning behind it of what he was trying to tell.
Yeah.
Like you could totally be
Like
like,
my most obvious example of this is like when people ship characters of the same sex that like clearly have no attraction to each other.
yeah, of course.
Like that type of stuff. Not to say that people aren't allowed to ship whoever they want. That's your business. That's not my business. But like as an example, like the Stucky shit is fucking wild.
The what?
Stucky. You don't know what Stucky? You don't know Stucky?
Stucky.
Steve and Bucky.
Oh, ew, yeah, okay. You see, I don't know ship names. That's why I'm like, Stucky.
No. You know, I've seen the deep depths of the Stucky shit and people justifying.
Oh yeah, no. The
their
worst thing
shit
that can
in every
happen
way
with
possible,
those.
yeah.
Worst thing, yeah. Worst
And
thing
this
that can
goes in
happen
every
with
way.
those-
It's not just like in same-sex relationships. It goes every way. Like
I mean, yeah, no. Worst thing that can happen with those is that if the people like are making the thing like encourage it, and it's like, oh no, you gave into the fan base cringe. Like that's what happened with Arcane. And it's like, oh.
I mean, the creators are allowed to do whatever they want. If they want to play into that, they can. That's fine. That's up to them.
Yeah, but
But
like if they did that for like Bucky and Steve, that'd be like, oh no, like yeah, you know.
It's one thing for like the actors to play into it, but it's like
Yeah, but like imagine a scenario where like they fucking go into it like, yeah, fuck that, let's make them a couple. The fans said it. Like that's I guess like with Finn and Poe, for example, that was very much like a fan thing.
yeah.
That
And then
the
the actors played
the actors
into
were like,
yeah.
but then you gotta wonder, does that make any sense? Like even if they ended up doing it in the movie,
I mean, they had
like,
incredible
actually.
chemistry.
they did like friend chemistry, like
Yeah.
good buddies.
But it
Go,
is
go.
it's the usual running bit. It just is what it is. People do what they do.
Like imagine if Peter Jackson said, "Listen, I'm gonna make Sam and Frodo gay," and then in the third movie, and then had them kiss because of the funny shipping.
That one's a little different though. Though the vibe between them is a little different in particular.
It's funny, but
It's-
they're really
it's-
great
it's-
friends.
They're really great friends, but they're really close friends. It's I would not have like it would be out of not out of nowhere, but like a little out of place if they just made out. But I would also be like, I mean, I guess.
No, he likes Rosie, right?
Yeah. But
But yeah, Barbarian. I love
yeah, weapons. Yeah, weapons is is a I don't know. I think it's a very good movie. It works pretty tightly, but there's just things about it that I just wasn't so enthused by. Particularly like some of the characters are a little weird. I think Paul is a little flat. I didn't really get much from Paul.
All this the cop, right?
Yeah, Paul's the cop.
Okay.
And then we talked about this extensively, like just personally between us, like our friends that saw the movie. Not quite sure what was going on with the Gladys character. I think part of the mystery around the character is what makes her so intriguing, because you don't really know much about her, and they don't tell you much about her. And that's all fine and good. Like I want mystery in my horror movie, but I guess I was just a little unsatisfied by what Gladys is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite long legs. It was the devil the whole time,
No.
but it wasn't that. At least when you connect to what was happening in the movie, the reveal of Gladys makes sense.
At the very least, Gladys is a lot more entertaining than Nicholas's character.
Oh yeah. And also, I think the Gladys thing makes more sense than Longlegs being like a devil worshipper, and like being like a servant of the devil. It's not to rant about Longlegs again, but
It helps that Gladys herself is like a pretty terrifying antagonist. Like with the way she
Yeah,
looks,
she's
outside
very
of the
creepy,
yeah, outside of the makeup, and with the makeup, I was like, ugh, you're creepy.
particularly outside of the makeup. She's really really
Can I be
creepy.
honest? I found her a lot more intimidating with the makeup on because it's like showing that there is something hidden inside all of that she is hiding, and
Yeah,
it's so like interesting that even with her like trying to blend into normal people, she still sticks out like a fucking sore thumb and it scares people themselves.
yeah. The
And
first
with the
time you see her in the principal's office,
yeah,
she's so off putting.
yes, it's really off-putting.
Yeah,
And
and
like with
I'll
yeah,
attribute that to a
exactly.
lot to the actress, like
Yeah, of course too.
doing a
Yeah,
great job.
yeah, like
Yeah.
and the way she acts too, like the actor that like really carries it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, carries her. With the way she speaks and acts, and how
Yeah.
much like almost like hidden malice there is hidden within it, and like
Yeah.
with the deception, manipulation, and everything, you know, close to it. And then
Yeah.
such a good contrast to when she acts pretty serious with her nephew,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, ooh,
And you can't really take your eyes off her. Like she's so kind like terrifying and unsettling to look at,
yeah.
but you kind of can't like look away. It's a weird thing, but like I think
It's a
that
great
works about the
performance.
character. It's a great performance. I think that works about the character a lot, but just I think fundamentally from the writing, I'm not quite sure what was kind of the idea. I think part of it was just Zach Kreger needed an answer because he came up with the initial premise first, which was okay, all these kids run out of their house at the same time,
Mm.
and his like motivation for writing the movie was okay, can I come up with a satisfying answer to that question? Because if I don't, then the movie's gonna be fucking bad. He's literally just like, if I can't come up with a good answer to this question, no one's gonna give a shit. He's like, I can write as many good characters, as much good shit as I want, but if like this answer is not satisfying, I'm fucked.
Well, I can't say it was satisfying, but you were not fucked in the
No,
long run. You know,
no,
you
he had a good solution, and it all. I think it actually ties the movie pretty well. I think like you look back on it, and yeah, a lot of what he says it is seems right. Like it kind of lines up to what happens with the movie chronologically. I think you said you liked the final chapter of the film more than the rest of it.
uh more so that I was like waiting for like in the first chapter for it to like kind of get to like a point because I was like lost, admittedly.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that it's just like kind of a thing with horror movies is that they sometimes have a really slow build up, necessarily so.
Yeah.
That will make it more impactful down the line. But like yeah, when like the fuck yeah I when like everything started to unravel more and more, and you get like more perspectives from other characters, and it's like, okay, what's happening here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'll give this to the first chapter. Similar to Barbarian, you have no idea what the fuck is gonna happen. That it kind of leaves you
No.
like, what kind of movie is this? What's the twist? What's
Yeah.
the angle? What kind of monster are we dealing with? Why did these kids do that?
And
Do
I
it, you
was
know,
not
all that
annoyed
stuff.
by the structure either. I was when they first started the chapter thing. I was like, "Oh fuck, are we doing this?" But then the way every chapter would end, I would be like, "Okay,
Yeah. So I
okay,"
guess more.
and
I guess
I was
more.
leaning in continuously with each chapter.
Yeah. So I guess like in more hindsight, it's probably like better than I remember it being. The final,
Mm-hmm.
the first chapter, like with the hindsight of everything else, uh, you know that happened, and how
Yeah.
that first chapter is necessary to everything. I gotta give it credit for that.
I also do like that these characters are not all good people. They're not terrible people, but they're flawed. They're not the greatest of people.
Yeah.
Justine cares a lot about these kids, probably too much, but she's also an alcoholic. And she's a bit of a miscreant, I guess you could use that word. I don't know if that's correct, but like
Yeah. She
she's not perfect.
you know she encourages Paul to sleep with her.
Yeah. Uh what was Archer, Josh Brolin's character Archer, like he's he seems to care a lot about his son, but he's also not seemingly not present, and he doesn't really say it to his son. He's kind of distant to him.
Yeah. It's kind of like hinted at that he wasn't very a good dad with his
Yeah,
son.
not a very good dad, and he didn't realize it until his son was gone.
Yeah.
And then you have like Paul, who's seemingly recovering alcoholic, but not really like doing rehab. He's trying his best to be a cop, but it's not like really committed. He's clearly got commitment issues with like his fiance, or not fiance, but like his girlfriend, who he seems to be trying to have a kid with.
Yeah, and the
like,
fact that her dad is the chief of police, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, and like all of the like he has one terrible day as a cop, and then suddenly decides to throw it all away. Also, some manipulation out of his own, but he also does just kind of let it happen in a way, because he does choose to go to the bar.
Yeah.
And then you have what was it, James is a fucking hot mess. I think he had the funniest chapter of the movie, just his little misadventures.
That was kind of what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah,
This James guy.
but then he gets us into the house. And
yeah,
that's why it was so important, because he gets us into the house.
Oh man.
Because the whole time you're like, what's in this fucking house? Because no one can actually get into the house at this point, and then he gets into the house, and it's like, oh shit, bro.
You're cutting up there. Hello.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my internet.
Oh, your internet went.
Oh, wait, we're back. Okay.
Yeah, we're back. Did your internet go? Blah, blah, blah?
My internet shat fucking bricks for a second. Yeah. I would say this movie is, I've already said it's effectively pretty creepy.
Yes.
All the actors are brilliant. Especially that kid. The kid,
Yeah.
the nephew, James, or not James,
Yeah, the kid. The one kid who didn't go running.
The one kid who didn't, who wasn't running. Why am I blanking on the kid? Alex.
Yeah, Alex.
I don't know where they found that kid. That kid was really good.
It's pretty. I felt really bad for him in the movie. Like,
I felt so bad for that kid. I was like, oh, you're just a kid, bro.
This poor child.
You don't deserve any of this. I think the movie is uniquely really funny. You can tell that like Kreger has comedy roots, because there's a lot of jokes in this movie, and it's really funny. I know our friend Sebastian was not particularly fond of the movie's ending, because he just didn't care for that humor. He felt it went too far.
He's wrong. It's hilarious.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny. Just the sight gag of the running and the screaming, and then you just have that one dude up on the lawnmower just looking at it like, what the fuck?
And the kid screaming, going, ah! And
Yeah.
Crash through everything.
Which is it's so fucking funny. Yeah. Apparently, like it's very Coen Brothers. Where it just kind of just goes crazy in the end, and it goes absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
Movie's also brutal too. It gets pretty violent and gross.
Fucking potato peeler.
All the stuff with the needles.
What's worse? Is it that or the cheese grater in Evil Dead Rise?
Potato peeler.
Yeah,
The cheese grater was pretty fucked, but it was like a couple of seconds.
No, honestly,
they hold on the potato peeler for like 30 seconds.
You know what's worse? The girl eating glass in Evil Dead Rise was worse than the potato peeler. Than the cheese grater.
You think that's bad? Watch Bring Her Back.
Bring Her Back?
Yeah, the Raka Raka movie. Watch that. There is a scene of someone chewing on a knife.
Ew.
And then chewing on glass, and then chewing on wood. Like literally with their broken teeth, face mangled, chewing on wood from a table.
That sounds like Raka Raka.
And I was just like, oh no, it's classic Raka Raka. That is just what they do.
I don't know how the fuck they do it to our goal.
It's
amazing.
It's so funny watching people like who have clearly never watched a Raka Raka video going like, this was deeply disturbing and it was so unsettling, and I was like, Y'all didn't y'all didn't y'all didn't
Y'all
watch
weren't
their
there,
shit.
bro.
Y'all weren't there. You don't even know the half of it. To be fair though, it is really fucking disturbing and bring her back. It's really disturbing.
It'll probably
But
disturb me. Yeah.
oh, it's fucked. I had to look away when I was watching it. I was actively going like, nope, nope, not watching that.
I hear Together is really fucked.
I want to watch Together. That's on my list. I want to watch that. I'm hearing really good
We
things.
should watch it together.
Yeah, but I'm hearing very good things.
Horror and shit, you know.
Yeah, not a bad year for horror, it seems.
Yeah, yeah, and The Conjuring.
Yeah, man. I don't really know what else to say about Weapons. I think I really quite liked it. I think it's really good.
Me too. Really good.
I don't know if it's worth the fact that Warner Brothers is trying to push for Oscar campaigns for this movie.
Okay,
I think that's a bit ridiculous.
I mean, it
But
might be better than most Oscar movies for all I fucking know that they put in there. But
who knows? We'll see.
You know.
I think the only thing it like can maybe get is Amy Madigan for Gladys. I think they could probably push for her getting Best Supporting Actress.
Or special, or like, you know.
Or yeah, like visual effects. Yeah, visual effects.
The makeup shit.
Oh yeah, hair and makeup. Yeah, they could probably push for that. But like Warner Brothers is pushing for this, Sinners, and One Battle After Another to get like major awards campaigns. I think Sinners and One Battle After Another have better chances than Weapons does.
It's not a horror.
Well, Sinners is technically horror, but it's also a period piece.
Yeah.
So
The culture-ishness of that movie will prop it up more than it being a horror.
Yeah. Well, that's why like they recognize Get Out, because Get Out has the culture. I say that like I don't love Get Out, but like
The quarter speech. It's saying something. That's where they put Black Panther in. You know.
Sinners has a lot to say. Yeah. Yeah. No, I really quite liked this movie. I think I gave it like an 8. That's where I was at. Just a straight 8.
I'm at a 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do think I'll watch this again. I'll probably watch it again when it hits HBO Max. Just to watch it again. I think I need to revisit it. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay. Move on from that to Nobody 2. Oh boy.
You sound enthused.
So I want to make perfectly clear, I love the first Nobody.
Love it.
I love that movie. I think that's one of the most startlingly original and most genuinely hard-hitting and entertaining action movies to come out in the past 15 years. I think it's one of the best action movies of the past 15 years.
In a long time, yeah.
And I think it's really underrated. I don't think enough people talk about Nobody, to be honest with you. All that to say, Nobody 2 is severely disappointing and is not even close to being as good as Nobody 1.
Which is a shame.
Is a damn shame. They got what seems to be an incredibly competent and talented action director out of Indonesia to do this film. A director by the name of Timo Tjahjanto. He directed a film called The Night Comes for Us, which went to Netflix in 2018. Stars Joe Taslim and Iko Uwais. And then he also directed a film from last year called The Shadow Strays, which is another action film from Indonesia, which is apparently excellent. Both that and The Night Comes From Us were apparently excellent action films. The action in Nobody 2, not terrible, but just not quite as hard hitting as the first movie. This movie's just really lame. Like it just doesn't really have much going for it, or much to really do at it. Yeah, or there's nothing to really like do. Like it doesn't repeat the same beats as the first movie, but it doesn't really add anything to it either. The the action, like I said, is competent. It's not bad action, but it just doesn't recreate that feeling of the action from the first movie. The directing is also just much flashier in this movie than it was in the first one. The villain is actually lamer in this movie than the first one. You get Sharon Stone as this, like, mob boss that I don't really quite understand. You also have Colin Hanks in the most thankless role there's ever been. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't really have much to say. The I know you don't particularly have much good to say about the third act in the first Nobody. Then you wouldn't have anything better you can say about the third act in Nobody 2. It gets actually somehow crazier. I can't say I was like particularly like I didn't hate this movie at all. I was not bored. Can't say I have the worst time. It's like 80 minutes. I think it's an hour and it's an hour and 29 minutes. Like it was quick. They give more for Connie Nielsen to do in this movie than they did the first one, which was nice. And obviously Bob Odenkirk is putting 1,000,000,000%. It's just this movie like struggles to find something to do and something to be about, and it just doesn't quite get there.
For being the sequel to Nobody 1, it's disappointing.
Yeah, especially as like someone who like genuinely really loves that movie.
Yeah.
This one really kind of drops the ball for me. I gave it like a 5. Yeah, just a plain old 5. I was not particularly happy with this movie, but I can't say like I hated it or anything.
Straight to the ass.
Yeah. All right. From there, we move on to Caught Stealing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can both talk about this.
We can't talk about Caught Stealing. Caught Stealing. This movie. Man, it's pretty good. What can I say?
This movie kind of rules.
Yeah. It looked good from the trailer, and then looked good from the trailer, and then seeing it was like, oh my god, it's as good as it looked.
Yeah. I was like, this movie's rules. It's really good.
Yeah, it kind of rocks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But why does it rock? Well, for one, the acting's pretty good, especially Austin Butler, who I'm not an Austin Butler expert. I think this is like the second movie of his that I've seen where he's in it. The other one being Dune.
Third.
What's the...
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
He was in that?
He's the one who holds the knife to Brad Pitt and goes like, I was sent by the devil. And Brad Pitt just laughs in his face. I don't know what Quentin was on when he made that movie, but he cast like 4 actors that have now like dominated the industry.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, dude.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
You got fucking Margaret Qualley's in that movie. Austin Butler.
Didn't he have like fucked up teeth in that one?
Maybe.
And like his hair was longer and shittier.
Yeah.
And
he was a lot skinnier. He's a lot skinnier in that movie.
Yeah, it looked like a different person.
Dude, Margaret Qualley's in that movie. Austin Butler, fucking Maya Hawke, and Sydney Sweeney are all in that movie.
I do know Margaret Qualley. She had her feet on the car, right? Yeah. There's no Sydney Sweeney was in that movie though. Yeah, Sydney Sweeney was in that movie. She was one of the Manson girls. Also?
Yeah. So wasn't Maya Hawke. She was one of the. Maya Hawke's the one that like was about to go on the mission, to the Brad Pitt house, but she backs out and goes to the car.
Okay, I gotta watch this movie again.
Yeah. Oh, and Mikey Madison, who just won the Oscar for Honora. She was also in that movie. She's the one who gets burned to death in the pool. Yeah. Yeah. She's the one who gets thrown around a whole bunch by Brad Pitt and then gets burned alive by DiCaprio. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, you're
which is
making
really
a
funny because
recommendation.
she also gets burned alive in Scream 5.
How come we didn't see their feet? Yeah. Anyway,
Watch Nora if that's what you want to see.
I don't want to watch Euphoria to see Sydney Sweet feet.
Just don't watch Euphoria.
Yeah, I can watch something else instead. But yeah, Austin Butler. Fine. The third movie I've seen of his. Usually I'm not super impressed by him. Not that he's a bad actor or anything. He was fine in doing two, being
Yeah.
weird. Is that right? May die blade chip and shatter. That shit. But yeah, Austin Butler really puts in one of my favorite performances of the year for like a leading protagonist.
He's really charismatic.
He's really great. Yeah, like
He's
he
great.
really makes his character stand out amongst the others, and he's like the character himself is like someone put in a really bad situation, and the way Austin Butler sells it, like really makes you like sympathize with the character a lot. You're like on his side all the way through, and like he really hopes he pulls through, especially since he has a cat with him. And you like the cat. You better like the cat, or else you're a monster.
That's good. That's a good cat.
As a kitty right there. Even though he bites, but he's a cat. Yeah, no, this is like a really enthralling thriller, with just a series of unfortunate events just unfold throughout the movie.
This is a comedy of errors kind of movie.
Yeah, yeah, and like a lot of shocking stuff that happens in this movie. That makes you go, oh no, oh shit, and like, you know, there's very much twists and turns all throughout, which like, you know, are pretty well built up, despite them like really coming almost out of nowhere. At least you will believe so at first, but then you will like kind of like think back to the movie and like things that happen and how they set those things up that you're really noticing, and like they really work well, and like, you know, and like the setup angle and like and that payoff.
And this is a really weird movie for Darren Aronofsky to make.
Yeah.
It's a really weird movie that this is what he wanted to make after The Whale.
It is.
And The Whale is already kind of a different kind of movie for him to make. He doesn't really make movies like that. But this movie in particular, this is like a classic like screwball comedy from like the 90s or early 2000s that you'd see. Like down to like the fact that like New York is a character in the movie in and of itself.
Yeah.
Like it's really weird that this is the movie he decided to make, but like I'm happy with it. This is a really great movie. It's really funny. The action is all really great. There's so much energy in the filmmaking.
Really helps to bat the fact that Austin Butler is the Austin Butler show, but like every other character themselves is really charismatic and like entertaining in their own right.
They have their own like little scene to steal the show.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone in the movie where it was like, this guy. Yeah, no, everyone right here in this poster is like really fun. I enjoyed seeing them.
Yeah. And as you already stated, like Austin Butler's character just works. Like he's a guy that you ultimately want to see succeed. He has his demons that he's running from, and you want to see him stop running from his demons and face it.
Yeah, the way it all parallels with his past and to the events unfolding in the movie. It's very poetry rhymes.
Yeah. It's the most simple of setups and payoffs, but when it works, it feels like magic, and it's like it. Yeah, that's what they do. In this movie, from scene to scene, it's a lot of really great stuff like that. The movie generally looks good. Like it's dirty and grimy, but it has a lot of character to it. Already mentioned the movie's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then the action is all like there's not much action, but it's all entertaining. It's all very well put together. There's a really good foot chase pretty early on in the movie.
Yeah, there's fast moving sequences that just keep you invested.
Yeah. I feel like this is a pretty straightforward, just good movie.
Yeah.
Good ass movie.
It kind of rock, honestly.
Yeah, it was really good. We walked out and we were like, wow, that was just really good.
It's good, damn.
Yeah. I'm kind of sitting at an 8 on it.
How about 8.5?
Yeah. No, it's a good ass movie.
I super dig it.
Yeah. I don't really know what I would say are kind of like issues. I mean, I think like the Vincent D'Onofrio and Liev Schreiber characters kind of come in a little late. I mean, they're set up very early on, but I think they're gone so long that you kind of forget that they were there.
Yeah,
And
but I
what
guess
they
to
get
give it
towards the end is not a whole lot. And it does feel like there was stuff cut out of the movie.
probably, but I guess to give it credit for that, they do make a point of like making them not exactly uh the way you believe them to be at first, and then they twist that in a way that kind of works
Yeah,
in the
it
favor
makes you go like,
of their
"Damn,
absence.
I'm stupid that I forgot
Yeah,
that this was a thing that they were
yeah,
telling me the whole time."
yeah. Like in the favor of like their absence and why it works. It does work like for like what they do near
Hmm.
the end, which made me go, oh shit, wow.
It's like, right, yeah,
Yeah, I was quite audible with this movie.
yes, you were. Yeah, yeah, good ass movie, isn't it?
Good ass movie.
And we get to go on from here to
Bad Bunny was a good
The
actor.
Long Walk.
Uh,
Another good ass movie. You had a very interesting reaction to this movie when we left the theater. I don't think I've ever seen you this affected by a movie in a long time.
Yeah.
I would say probably the last movie I saw you this affected by was probably Across the Spider-Verse.
No,
I
probably.
think that I like you were this visibly affected by. I'm sure you've had a couple movies since then that like you were affected by, but not the quite way that
I
this
don't know.
movie got you.
This one was such a strange hard hitter. Maybe
Yeah.
because I'm young. Maybe because like the characters in the movie were like my age exactly, and like I don't know, we're kind of like acting.
Well,
similar
they're
to
supposed to
me, and
be they're supposed to be like 16 to 18 years old.
oh well, shit.
Yeah, they just all look 25.
Yeah.
But I mean, also you read the book
Maybe
that this is based on. This is based off of a Stephen King novel.
Yeah, I'm not a huge expert.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember it too much. I did
Mhm.
have to like see a difference between movie and book to remember stuff from the book. Yeah, I was corrected on some things that I misremembered, but yeah, I remember it relatively well enough to be like, ah, that happened. Ah, yeah, that happened. Ah, that happened. Yeah, it's just a strange thing watching this movie. We're like, oh man, that sucks. Oh, oh. Like, I mean, reacting. Anyways, I was like, oh, that sucks. I wouldn't want to go out that
Yeah.
way.
It's a fairly depressing movie, but
Yeah.
it has this weird, not tinge of hope, but like this weird
They-
sense that like there is a deep emotionality to it, and a sincereness to what it's trying to say about friendship.
Yeah,
That-
it helps that
that's
they made the
it.
characters really likable in that aspect. Like a lot of them.
It's absurd the fact that like all of these characters are kind of likable,
In their own way.
and you don't want to see them go.
No.
Even the ones that are like objectively dickheads, you don't want to see them go.
Yeah, because at least even with the dickheads, they gave them their own like level of like
Yeah,
humanity. Like they weren't just like comically like evil or
yeah.
anything.
They're all people. Like they're all
Yeah.
people with full lives and full like issues and things that they had going for them. We saw this, myself, you, and Sebastian. You read the book. Sebastian almost finished the book. I didn't even know it was a book until you guys told me it was a book.
Yeah.
My reaction to the film was very much like I was not. You were incredibly affected. I was affected by it too, but like I wasn't as affected by it as you were. But the movie did hit for me. I felt I didn't realize how much it was hitting for me until we got to I don't know how to describe it without spoiling, but like
An impactful
The
moment with a certain character being someone
Yeah,
he
and
cares about.
yeah, Actually, before then.
Oh, well, two instances you could say for
Yeah.
yourself, right?
There were two instances that made me really realize, oh shit, I'm really feeling this movie and it's really working. Um, and I just kind of like this movie. This movie made me cry legitimately. There was a scene where I actually like teared up, and I was like, "Oh shit, this movie's working on me." I noted that this might be the next Stephen King classic in terms of like his adaptations.
Right.
I wouldn't say this is like on the same level as like Shawshank or Green Mile or Stand by Me, but I think
Shining.
this can fit.
The Shining's amazing.
The
Right?
Shining The Shining is an incredible movie. It is not a good adaptation of his book
No.
because it changes so much about it.
Yes.
It's still an incredible movie.
Yes.
But when we talk about like Stephen King adaptations, you think Shawshank, you think The Green Mile, you think Stand by Me.
Carrie?
I
Carrie should be
think
up there. Carrie's really good.
Carrie, yeah, probably should be up there. But like, I think The Long Walk gets to join that conversation of like top 5 Stephen King adaptations. I think it gets to go up there because the movie, I think. I mean, you would know more. You've read the book, but I feel like just based on what I got from watching some videos talking about the book and like the transition to the film, this movie just gets it. This movie just gets it. Gets what King was going for and adapts the story very well.
He fixes a few things.
Mm-hmm. I think what really works about this is that the fact that the dialogue feels very natural.
At instance, yeah. In the beginning. And then
It's it does. As we
it's
all
interesting
noted,
to,
yeah,
like, kind of like not only like
it does.
just like
It feels
corny lines for, like,
it feels written by the end of it.
yeah, not only like corny lines, but like kind of just like bad acting to go along with it, because it just felt so like unnatural as a delivery to those lines that you were saying, that it really took away from your performance in particular, that I felt like taken out of it compared to like the rest of the movie as a whole.
There's one line of dialogue towards the very very end of the movie that I think really works. I won't say what it is because obviously don't want to spoil, but there's a line with the character Ray towards the end of the movie, where he says something to someone, and that really worked for me. But it also comes after a line of dialogue that he has that really didn't work for me,
No.
and we all kind of picked up that there was one particular moment in this movie where I was like, that feels like they just took that from the book, and it feels really written, and it doesn't mesh with like the pretty natural sounding dialogue that the movie has, and a lot of the emotion that comes from it. I also think that the movie, I think we all noted it when we were talking together, but there's a repetitiveness to the movie in terms of the third act. It does start to kind of repeat the same beats, doing them slightly differently, but from like a shot perspective, they're doing them the exact same way.
Yeah, I gave it like 5 minutes before another character is written off.
Yeah.
You could say.
Yeah, and it's shot the exact same way. They play the same music. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think what really works is the fact that like all of these characters are insanely likable, and all of these actors are excellent.
Yes.
And they all make you feel it. And also like the fact that this was directed by Francis Lawrence, and he doesn't have like the most exceptional career, like filmography, but this is probably one of his best directed movies. I think this movie was notoriously, I did do some research. They've been trying to make this a movie for like 40 years.
Wow.
Frank Darabont at one point, the guy who did Shawshank and The Green Mile, was really interested in doing The Long Walk, but he just couldn't figure it out. He just couldn't get it
That would
to
have been
work.
amazing.
Right?
Fuck.
If Frank Darabont got to make it back in like the 90s, that would have been excellent, but he just couldn't figure it out. He just couldn't get it to work. But Francis Lawrence did. And it's interesting that he chose that It's interesting how much variation he actually manages to accomplish when it comes to just people walking and talking for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And the fact that he manages to find a lot of unique ways to shoot it and to make it effective.
It helps that there's like set pieces and like the weather and shit and like the environment around them changing
Yeah.
and the
It
characters
also
reacting
helps
to
that
it.
you have a cast that's worked so well together and are so excellent that you kind of just forget that they're just walking and talking for 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, think about it. How often do we ourselves as people like walk and talk and kind of just like get enjoyment out of that?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, surprisingly a lot, but
Yeah.
really what I want to acknowledge is Cooper Hoffman and, in particular, David Johnson. Cooper Hoffman plays Raymond Garrity, and David Johnson plays Pete McVries. Was his name?
Yeah, McBrides or something.
McVries. David Johnson, bro.
He's
What
really
an
good in the movie.
actor. What
Besides
an
the,
actor.
he's really good. Besides the issue of this fucking accent not being the same. In
Yeah, the
movie.
accent's not quite
Yeah, that shit was
right.
slipping.
It
all
was
the way
slipping
through,
and
but-
sliding, but like he's so good in this movie. I think he kind of steals the whole movie.
Yeah, because McBride is a specific character that is like so uplifting and like such
Yeah.
a city situation that you just can't help but like be with them all the way through.
And the wrong actor for that would have fucked that part entirely.
Yeah,
Like it's almost you almost kind of fuck up the movie if like that actor isn't right. And he gets it right. He's really great in this movie.
he gets it so right.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if he ends up getting a nomination from this movie. I don't see this movie really getting awards, but
No.
I would not be surprised if he gets recognition.
That'd be nice.
Because he is just so good in this movie.
He gives it a bit of life that is necessary in such a like grim and dark movie.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
really needs it.
I also want to shout out Ben Wong for that as well, who plays Olsen in the film.
Yeah,
He was incredible. I saw him earlier this year in Karate Kid Legends. He was pretty good in that, but he's a lot better.
yeah. Also a shout out to the other guy, like the Christian boy.
Oh yeah, Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur.
Yeah.
He was like really like uplifting
He
too,
was-
and like
Yeah, he was great.
saying his shit is like, I'm here to make a new friends. You know, some friends. Like,
All the boys were great. All of them were great. The one outlier is Mark Hamill.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah. He's not great in this movie.
No, he sucked.
He's not particularly hitting it, and it's weird. Because I just saw him in The Life of Chuck, which is another Stephen King movie, and he's not bad in that movie. Like,
Depending on who you ask, he also sucks in that one.
Yeah,
Some people were saying Mark Hamill ruining another Stephen King adaptation. It's like, oh, really?
it's so funny because like King chose Mark Hamill. Like,
Yeah.
he gets approval on all the actors on his adaptation. So like he approved Mark Hamill, and it's not like I don't think Mark Hamill can't do these roles. It's just he's playing them a little too cartoony.
Yeah,
And-
the Skip's voices doesn't help, you know. Just,
Yeah.
yeah, I've
And that's-
seen this before.
The long walk. I've seen this before. Muscle man, go get that.
Oh yeah, that.
But I don't know. I don't really know what much more I can say about this movie. I think it's just really great. I was really quite swayed by it. There's a deep sadness and brutality to the movie, and it's very depressing. But there's also not an optimism, but like a deep heart and emotionality to it that
Yeah.
really affects you.
I guess something I want to point out is that like I think what works so like why the devs hit me a lot harder like throughout, especially from the beginning, and you know of course like near the end is because of how they allow the characters to sit on it and react to it properly, and I think that emotion carries out like to the audience itself because it's like if you were an listener you probably react the same way seeing
Yeah.
something so horrific, and the fact that they make the devs as horrific as they possibly can too.
Yeah, and also
Like
the fact that they're just kids.
yeah, like exactly they're kids. They're fucking young. They're young. You know, it's like it
Yeah,
sucks.
they're
Like what?
teenagers.
Yeah, and it's like fuck.
Yeah. To quote Garrity, it's so fucked. It's all fucked. Like, but then you have that line where he's like, where McBride is like, he's like, you think this shit is easy? Like, it's really fucking hard. Because like he's so positive that the entire movie, even in these dark, terrible circumstances, the one scene where he's like, "Fuck, this is like this is fucking hard. You don't understand how goddamn hard it is to be this right now, in this situation, but you fucking have to." Like, what? How does anyone get through this if there's not someone like me here? And like that's what like you realize in the entire movie, because there's like, oh, why are they all like, why would you just talk to each other? But it's like, how, why would you not? Like, and if you're gonna be putting yourself through the mental fortitude to do something like this, you have to be social. You have to talk to people around you, because how else will you fucking get through it?
We might get used to this. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, exactly. But like, what a great movie. I really loved it. I was surprised how much I loved it by the end of it. So I didn't really hear much about the movie until like the word of mouth started coming that was really positive, and you guys all wanted to watch it, and I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll go see The Long Walk.
I never
And
thought it was
like,
gonna get adapted to a book. Like I never thought it was gonna get adapted to a movie. Never thought it'd be possible.
yeah,
Not because like I don't know the book itself. It's just I never thought it was gonna happen compared to like other Stephen King books.
well, I hear the book is a lot of heavy narration and like internal thoughts.
Yeah.
So like I imagine that was probably a big portion as to why the movie was so hard to adapt.
You could always change that. It's not really such a major issue with books like that have like heavy narration. You could always just
Yeah.
well,
Well, I think about like Shawshank and Green Mile, and they're very heavily narrated.
yeah. Again, you could also just like not do the book and just fucking name it the same thing and just do your own thing.
Yeah.
I mean this both positively and negatively because it applies to both. World War Z. But Shining. Ooh. Star Troopers. Yeah. Edge of Tomorrow. You know, shit. You know.
Yeah, it changes a lot about the manga, but like it still works.
And in the novel too.
Yeah, in the novel. But I don't know. I gave this movie a 9. I really, really, really liked it.
I'm at a 8.5.
Yeah.
Or maybe an 8. Just to balance it out because Mark Hamill sucks. He's the main villain too. It's like fuck.
Moving on
Are you so
from
unentertaining?
We'll go to him. All right.
Oh no.
I don't really have much I want to say, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people are kind of going through a post-mortem on this movie, and a lot of people think this movie like is really fucking terrible. I'm not on that wavelength. I don't think this movie's terrible. I think this movie is just very unfocused and uncertain of itself.
I think Mr. Mayans is probably gonna make the movie worse than it already is.
Yeah.
With his defenses.
Yeah, Marlon Wayans, yeah, is an interesting character, but the movie itself just doesn't really it doesn't make a good case for itself, because this movie is trying to kind of tackle the idea of the relationship between football, American football, and
Thank you for saying
deep
American football.
Yeah, and like a deep religious cult experience. It's trying to draw those connections and do something with it, but I think it's deeply confused about what it wants to be, and very uncertain of itself, because the plot and narrative structure and the moments that happen, because this is not a horror movie, this is a psychological thriller, and it's being marketed as a horror film. It's not. in that vein, I think this movie's just a little. I already said it. Like it's a little confused. It's a little unsure of itself and very unfocused. And it has a lot of things it's trying to get at, but I think it just wasn't quite certain on how to meld the actual like what happens in the movie with what the director and the writer are trying to explore. Because you have like what's effectively a pretty sleek and well directed movie. It has like some interesting ideas in terms of shot structure and composition. There's moments where it swaps to like infrared and using like X-rays and doing like weird, interesting things. Like there's a final conflict in this movie that's all shot shaky, and I don't mean like shaky cam. I mean like the shots are stationary, but everything in the foreground and background is like warbling and shaking.
Mm.
And like that's it. That's visually interesting. I have no idea why it was like that. Like I don't understand why, from a narrative and emotional perspective, why does that shot being like that? What is that shot being like that supposed to signify to me about
Cool.
what's happening? Like it's either it just looks cool or it's trying to be something important, and I don't know what it is. The same can be said, particularly the ending of this movie is fucking terrible. I'll just throw that out there. The ending of this movie sucks.
Oh really?
Oh, it's god awful. The rest of the movie is just like not good, but like I was kind of just holding out for like, okay, maybe they'll wrap this up in an interesting way.
Oh,
Maybe they
making up
got
for it,
something. Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe we'll see. We'll see. You know what? It's like an hour and a half. We'll see what happens. It sure did. Which is, I think, what the perfect example of like what doesn't work about this movie. What also is what's interesting about it is the Marlon Wayans character. He is a character who is both supposed to be charming and not relatable, but like what's the word I'm looking for? Like very inviting. But also he's supposed to be but he's also supposed to be creepy and also intense, intimidating, manic, explosive, but also deeply apologetic and emotional and in touch. He's supposed to be a lot of different things, and Marlon Wayans is doing his goddamn best to try to like make all of those things feel like natural.
Right.
But it just doesn't work. It's not inclusive. It's not like there's a lot there that's just not coming together because this character, like I said, is explosive but also calm. I'll explain this to you in terms that like make sense to you.
Yeah.
He's like the Roman Reigns tribal chief arc if like it was completely scattered, if there wasn't like the years of understanding that you have of like Roman Reigns the face to then becoming Roman Reigns the heel, the tribal chief, so that when he's manic and explosive but also deeply apologetic, you understand why he's acting this way.
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans' character is doing all of those things, but you don't understand why he's doing any of these things. And then when you do kind of understand why he's doing these things, it just doesn't work. It doesn't make sense.
You do not follow.
And yeah, and I was like, I just don't follow why this was this. And the movie also just doesn't really do well with scares that it tries to do or any of the psychological aspects. It's just kind of like, I don't ultimately know what this movie was trying to say about the cult of sports, the cult of football, American football. I don't understand what it was trying to say about all that. And again, maybe I could watch it again at some point and kind of understand it a little better, but I don't know. I don't know what this movie was trying to do, man. And that's kind of deeply saddening because the trailer for this movie is really interesting.
Really good.
It looks really good, and I was like, I saw the premise, and I was like, okay, this could be dope. This could be unique, and I see why Peele was interested in producing it.
That's right. Peele produces
But
it.
yeah, they're putting his name all over the movie, and it's very deceptive. It's trying to make people think that he directed this. He did not. Let's make that clear. He did not write or direct this movie. He didn't fucking do any. He's just a producer. It's his production company. It wasn't him. Swear to God. But
It's not his fault. It's not his fault.
yeah. Well, to me, it's just the movie just didn't quite work for me. I gave it a 4. I was being kind of nice. I don't think it's the tragedy that many people are trying to like paint it to be, but it is not exactly.
It's
Not exactly making a great case for itself. It's really kind of just being card carried by like Marlon Wayans doing like absolutely everything in his fucking power to make that character work. And I think he ultimately fails, but it's just like
And everything in his power outside of the movie to make people think the movie's
good. Yeah. All right. Go on from that to our final film today. One Battle After Another. We just saw this a couple days ago, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's fresh in the mind.
Yeah. Safe to say this movie has been hyped to shit.
Yeah.
Describing it as many people are describing it as the best movie of the year and possibly the best movie of the decade.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm like, calm down, but we'll see how the rest of the decade pans out. Maybe it could be.
I mean,
maybe it could be.
I'm sure you could think of like 2 movies that are better than this. Right? Like of this decade.
Of this decade.
Yeah.
My brain immediately went to something that came out last decade.
No, this decade. Like Past Lives.
No.
No.
Not better than this.
Emmett Till, the movie Till.
No. No. I mean, I can't immediately think of anything. I mean, the only other movie I can maybe like kind of gets close to this is like I guess Past Lives would be the movie. Maybe like Everything Everywhere. Maybe like Everything Everywhere Everything Everywhere All at Once is like the closest.
Yeah, no, I'd say
that. Gets to this.
I'd say that one. That one's better. Oh my God, is this your favorite movie of the decade so far?
Probably.
What the fuck?
I loved this movie. I loved it. I was so enthralled by it. I really did love this movie. I'm still not certain if I'm like best movie of the decade. It's a bit of a reach right now. But it's easily my favorite movie of the year. I think it's the best movie I've seen this year. And it's also my first movie from this director. I've not seen anything else he's done.
Yeah, like that.
Off to a great start. I was just really enthralled by this movie. I thought it was really engaging. It's fairly simple in its central story, but it's a decade spanning epic. It's beautifully shot, wonderfully acted, and just generally really funny. I guess I wouldn't call it a comedy, but it is a movie that it has comedy in it, and it's very funny. It's also incredibly engaging and thrilling. The action and the quote unquote action that happens in the film is quite good, quite engaging, and riveting. The car chase at the end of the film, as we noted, is particularly excellent. The score is great. DiCaprio is probably operating his best in many years.
Well, he seems to do his best in whatever new movie he comes out of, you know.
Yeah. Well, I would not say that like his past couple of roles were as good as like say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Well, yeah, not fucking Look Up.
Yeah, not Don't Look Up. Killers of the Flower Moon, he's great in, but that role is not as great as like, it's not. What was his character's name
Rick Dalton. Like, it's not Rick Dalton, it's not Jordan Belfort, it's not those roles. But this is a great role for him. I think this is his best performance since Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I like this is a great role for him. And then you have the Tiana Taylor character, she's not a newcomer to acting. She's done a few things, but yeah, she commands the screen with presence. She's hard. I don't want to make the joke about Sean Penn, but like she is hard. She's hard to not to take your eyes off of.
She's intense.
Yeah, and I think she has a deep agency to her that like a lot of people. I wouldn't say a lot of people are like forgetting, but like there's a lot of discussions been had about this film. A lot of people seem to have some issues with the Tiana Taylor character, but I think, personally, I think she just has a lot of agency, and I think the movie's just a lot more subtle with it than it would say be like if it was just bashing you over the head with it. I think you noted like this movie even has like a level of ambiguity to it. Not all questions are answered. The movie does leave you with not 100% catharsis.
I mean, on the agency part, she does make her own choice as to a decision she makes that cost. That's costly to some people.
I mean, it sets the entire movie in motion.
That is her own choice, which gives characters in the movie opinions of her.
Yeah. She haunts the movie, basically.
Yes. It is several choices from her that lead to the events of this movie.
Can't say the last thing I saw Sean Penn in, but he was great in this.
Me neither, to be fair.
Yeah.
Nothing recent.
No.
He's good.
Yeah, he's great in this movie. I don't know, man. I don't really like. I'm sure there's a lot we can say. There's a lot we can say about this movie, but
it's just kind of funny. What the fuck is the woman on the left side of the poster in the poster in the first place?
Why is she on the poster?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's like she's in it for like 2 seconds, making a really funny monologue about her pussy and her money. It's just funny to see her there, considering she's like not in the movie much, and she's dead. Spoilers. Yeah. It's a really good movie. I wasn't sure what to expect going in, considering this is like my first movie from the director also, but I do hear great things, of course. So I didn't know what to expect, but other than it had quite the surprisingly packed cast, of like recognizable actors and some like the new girl, Miss Infinity, is it?
Yeah, Chase Infinity. Yeah,
Chase Infinity. She's new. This is her first movie, like first feature film, and she's pretty good in it. Like this is a good first standout performance, I'd say. Yeah, she wasn't annoying, like not like I thought she would be. Just like I fear a lot of actors are going into like their first movies. So she was a nice surprise. Let's see. I like DiCaprio. I like his character. His character is kind of like also in the sense of someone you root for, and his acting really like helps that out. Too, considering that he's not what you would call like the most competent type of character. Not to say he's like a complete total idiotic loser. It's just a character that has like a lot of like emotional weight to him, like with things. He's very much a character that was emotionally attached to Tiana Taylor back in the past, and it stuck with him a lot, and that carries over to this film and with his daughter too.
Yeah, and with like the idea of like the revolutionaries, because that's like what they are. He's not really one. He kind of just. It's interesting that like he's the one following Tiana Taylor.
Yeah,
at the beginning of the movie.
I'd say that he was definitely in it because he was like
Well, yeah, he did stuff, but like
I'm saying
he
that
wasn't. He wasn't like. He wasn't as committed to the cause.
no, not definitely not as committed, but like considering that he does make a plan of his own in the movie, as we saw, like he's like like explaining the instructions to them of a plan that does go successful. Like I'd say that he's definitely like invested in that way because he believes what they believe in, but that commitment goes away the moment the priorities change, which
Yeah.
makes him a
He's
very
really there. He's really there for Tiana Taylor because he's in love with her.
yeah, and then he's especially really there for their daughter. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to that, that's when the priorities shift.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I feel like you're more definitely much more behind them after that because of like what you know what it means to him and what he wants to like prioritize compared to Tiana Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And especially after what happens in that first act with her.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
So
because like yeah, I mean, her actions set the entire story in motion, and she kind of haunts the movie in that way.
yeah,
I think something I really liked about this movie, in particular, in comparison to like Eddington as an example, right? These are movies that are getting compared to each other, but I don't think it's particularly fair. I described earlier that I think Eddington is a movie that kind of treats young people like they're annoying nuisances and
Yeah.
kind of mocks them. This movie, I think, well, it does, proverbially takes the piss out of us a little bit. It doesn't mock us, and it doesn't treat us with any disrespect.
no,
It almost feels like the movie is almost apologizing to us in a way.
Well, I definitely feel like they definitely take dig at us. You know, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not particularly offended by like the idea of a movie making fun of a certain demographic. That's never like an
No. That's not
an
what
issue.
that's not what I was saying. I was saying that there's a to add on to it, like it doesn't mock us, and then it doesn't have any disdain for us.
Oh no,
It doesn't actively hate us.
it's got criticisms.
It has things to say, and that's fine. Yeah, of course, like I said, it takes the piss out of us, and it has its fun. It does make fun of us a little bit, and that's fine. You can say whatever you want, but ultimately, I think it's looking at us with a deep level of respect and almost like an apology. I think
Understanding.
this movie, in a way, is like a bit of an apology. It's like, sorry we fucked you up. Sorry we didn't really do anything for you. Like, ultimately, the movie has a lot of hope, I think, at the end of it, where it's like, yeah, we kind of fucked things up, and we didn't quite do what we wanted to do. But we think you can make it better. Like, we think you can make a better world. And that's kind of uplifting. That's kind of nice in this particular age of uncertainty and a lot of people our age feeling like things are hopeless. That's really nice to have a movie that's weirdly that optimistic about it. Also, there's just a lot of actually, I didn't know this, but apparently Paul Thomas Anderson this is a script he's had pretty much just in his back pocket for like 20 years.
This movie.
Yeah, he's been trying to make this movie for like 20 years, but he just didn't know when was the time or like if he was going to be able to do it.
Interesting.
And then it just came out. It came up at this point where in his life where he was like, you know what, I think now's the time. And part of it was like his age. He's in his 50s, I believe. So like he was like, I'm not getting any younger. So he was just like, and he wanted to do it with Leo, and Leo ain't getting any younger.
No.
So
Despite,
he was
despite
like,
what he
okay,
wishes.
yeah. And he's like, well, and then PTA was just like, well, now's the time. We got to do it. We're not getting younger. We just got to do it. And yeah, you can kind of understand that. Like, it's weird because he wrote this so long ago, but yet it feels so modern. It does feel. It still feels relevant.
It's
in this day and age.
regardless, it's a timeless idea. You know?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's I don't know. I think it's a pretty excellent movie all around. I really don't have any notes. I don't really have anything necessarily negative I want to say about it. I think it's a pretty clean movie.
I guess the only negative I have is a certain character. No, it's because I don't want to spoil. A certain minor character's involvement that is pretty cool at first. It's just like the way that follows through. I'm not sure I quite understand how that came together. That's like a
Yeah.
that's like a thing. You know what I mean, right?
I think I know what you mean. I think I have an idea. I think it's kind of trying to tie together the idea of the revolutionary and what a person, like a person's level of commitment to the cause that's either performative or not.
It's not that. It's not that.
Oh, it's not that?
Yeah, it's not that. It's not nothing too meaningful. It's just kind of a thing that pushes the plot forward, and like leading to the end. It's
Okay.
How to explain it without saying much. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna say a spoiler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Warren person watching this. So remember the white supremacist people?
Okay, the Christmas adventures, yeah.
Yeah, the Chris adventure, and there's the guy who they sent to kill Anja.
Yep.
Yeah. After that, what encourages that guy to go after Infinity, and how does he know she is in that car there specifically, and why is he following that car specifically? Like where in the movie?
Well,
does he,
to answer the question of what pushes him to go after her,
I know.
He was told to wipe it clean. Like you could eat off the floor. Yeah,
of course he would have done it regardless. Like if she was in the truck, the Lonja was first on, yeah, he would have killed her. It's just that I don't
Did we see him stop the car to check?
To check?
I think he did check to see if he got lockjaw.
He did check to see if he got lockjaw. How did he find her? How did he find her? And
that I do not know.
Yeah, how did he know it was that car exactly? Because I don't think we ever see them come across each other compared to Leo coming across that car and then going after that, and the blue car too somehow. I don't really understand how
Well, he saw that Christmas Adventures car in the distance and decided to go after it.
Okay.
I'm guessing
it was a oddly empty road.
Yeah. I actually don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how the Christmas Adventure
that is a bit
managed.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know how he managed to find that car that the guy, that the bounty hunter was on.
Yeah.
They never came across each other. I guess he's a really good tracker. That's how he found Lonjo in the first place. But I guess if that was the case, how come he didn't get them when they were already on the drive, like with them in the same car? And since he checked, that means he didn't know that she was in it. Yeah, that part to me felt a little bit contrived, despite the chase itself being really cool.
I mean, I guess it's worth a rewatch to see if there's a moment.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It is worth noting, this movie's almost 3 hours, and it flew by.
I didn't feel like it. Makes you wonder, because PTA has a lot of long movies, so I wonder if they all...
He has made quite a few long movies, yeah.
I wonder if they all fly by that fast.
I wonder. I mean, because, like, his longest movie is Magnolia, and I think that movie's, like, actually, 3 hours.
Ooh.
Yeah. I also hear that's Tom Cruise's best performance ever.
Magnolia?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. He also worked with like Philip Seymour Hoffman a lot, and he worked with Daniel Day-Lewis a couple times.
Daniel Day-Lewis is gonna come back for his son's movie. That's pretty cool.
What's up?
Daniel Day-Lewis is gonna come back for acting for his son's movie.
For his son's movie. Yeah, I saw that. That comes out pretty soon, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That is pretty cool.
Man, I think it was 3 hours and 4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think his shortest movie is Punch Drunk Love. That movie's only an hour and a half.
Huh. Yeah, that's saying something.
Yeah. Yeah, he makes longer movies.
Yeah. Yeah, but overall, it's pretty great. One bite after another.
Oh yeah.
Things to point out: Benicio del Toro is a show stealer when he's in it.
Holy shit, he's so good in this movie.
He's really good.
I cannot stop repeating the just a few beers.
Just a few beers.
Just a couple small beers. Oh man.
I want to give a shout out momentarily for like some better characterization to that bounty hunter that we saw in the beginning. Close to the second act where he got that guy, the other revolutionary who was like spreading his message like a radio talk show guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to him, like kind of a thing where he did that and then
Apparently that guy's not an actor.
not an actor?
Yep.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, he's not an actor.
He's
He's a composer.
Okay. The bounty hunter guy, right?
Oh, you're talking about the bounty hunter? I thought you were talking about
No, I'm talking about him.
the guy on the radio.
Yeah, because I'm talking about him because he's pretty important to the plot, despite him being kind of minor in the movie overall. Because he pretty much does like cause the events of like the final act to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just shout out to him as like a minor character that you don't blink at him much like around the first time, but then you see him again, and then he says something that's specific about his character, and then that thing about him leads to an event that made me like kind of like endear to him for as little as he was in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know his name, but bounty hunter man. I assume he's a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Does his job.
I remember what the character's name was. It was
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they said his name.
he had a very specific name. I just don't remember it. Yeah, I do not remember for the whole life of me. But like he had a very specific name.
I am the cast for this show. So little people.
Yeah. I know PTA tends to pull from like a lot of just like normal people or like people he's worked with on like sets, so it's possible it could have just been some guy.
Yeah. You mentioned that the other guy wasn't an actor. That's interesting. He was pretty good.
Yeah, he's a composer.
I guess it's kind of like worth thinking about the fact that some people who aren't actors will get cast in something and they just really won't even act. They just act as themselves, and it'll be like
Yeah.
to us. Like
Oh yeah.
like the woman from Roma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she wasn't an actress going into that, and then she's really great in that movie. That's like one example. Or Conor McGregor. And Roadhouse? What the fuck? Is that what it's called?
Roadhouse, yeah.
Yeah, Roadhouse. Yeah, he's not an actor. He's just being himself, and it's,
Yeah.
people like that.
Man, just like this was just a joy. This movie was just a fucking joy to watch.
Not a bad way to spend 3 hours or
No,
4 hours for us in the theater.
It was 2:41. So yeah, almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there went my day.
I mean, yeah, you literally woke up right before we went and saw it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what would you rate it? Because I know what I'd rate it.
A 9.
Yeah, I'm at a 10. It's my first of the year.
Finally.
Maybe my last. Who knows?
Not on the May. Smashing Machine will be.
I fucking doubt it.
Wow.
I will probably like the Smashing Machine but I don't know if it'll end up being as good as it seems to be.
Right.
Yeah. I am hearing it's good, but you know.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really want to see Dwayne shut people up. Because I'm kind of tired of people complaining about him, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Not like I can't stop everything. It's just, same old shit, honestly. Criticize it for something else. Have an original thought, guys, please. But yeah. Yeah, this was a more decent selection of movies than we usually go over,
Yeah. I
It's not-
made sure
yeah.
to hyper select what we were going to talk about.
Not a complete shit show of movies, and then that one or two good ones.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to end it, honestly.
Yeah, it's the last movie.
Because it's getting pretty late, so
We actually ended sooner than we usually do. So that's something, right?
I guess, yeah, that
We're
would
getting
be-
better at this.
yeah. But we also had a lot less to do.
Yeah, but we talked about it as much as we could.
I guess so.
Give us
But all right then.
guys.
All
right then. It's been fun, y'all.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
See you all on the next one when we talk about
Something else.
Something else. Who knows what it could be? I guess you'll just have to find out next time.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon.
Okay.
I'm gonna super fur. Cha-la, there's so many other Dragon Ball.
All right, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it.
We can talk about Dragon Ball next.
Oh my god.
No.
All right.
We should talk about Chainsaw Man. Rize.
Maybe.
When that comes out. Probably,
Yeah. When Chainsaw Man Res comes out. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe that. We'll see.
What's that coming out again?
I think it's like middle of October or end of October. I'm not certain.
Got a plan for that because I really want to see it, and
No, yeah, I also got a plan for that because I'm in school now, so like it's
particularly
yeah.
with you.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm making Chainsaw Man happen. That's gonna happen. All right. Well, bleep 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 bleep.
Little